Hello, everyone. Welcome to the downtown. Welcome to the downtown Chinatown Neighborhood Board 13 meeting. My name is Ernest Carvalho, and I am your chair. We'll go ahead and we're going to start introducing the rest of our board members, starting to my far right.
Thank you, Chair. My name is Kevin Lai, and welcome everyone to coming to our meeting tonight.
Hi, everyone. I'm Dan Mestis. Thank you.
Aloha, I'm Chuan Super Kwok. Welcome. Oh, it's not on. Aloha. Aloha, I'm Chulan Shubert Kwok. Welcome to our meeting.
And as soon as this young lady gets set, she'll introduce herself.
Hi, everyone. I'm Nikki Shintani. Happy New Year.
All right, thank you. And everyone to my left is our NA assistant. All right. So we'll go ahead and get started right away. Call to order. Did our roll call. We're going to go with our public safety reports, okay? We're going to go ahead and start off with Honolulu Fire Department. Please come up.
Hello, can everybody hear me? Okay. Good evening. My name is Kaleo Kia, firefighter with the Central Fire Station Engine 1, right around the corner over here. These are your downtown Chinatown stats for January of 2026. As they see in January, Engine 1 has responded to 1 structure fire, 3 nuisance fires that include things like rubbish fires or structural or vehicle fires, and 9 activated alarms that involve no fires. Also responded to 132 medical emergencies, 1 motor vehicle collision, and 1 hazardous materials incident. Your tip for this month is actually an announcement that the Honolulu Fire Department has an update to its incident statistics reporting. That beginning on January 1st, 2026, the legacy, the Honolulu Fire Department transitioned from the legacy National Fire Incident Reporting System to the modern National Emergency Response Information System, also known as NERIS, N-E-R-I-S, for reporting of fire and emergency incidents. The major difference between the two is that incidents are coded and classified in different ways. So the fluctuations of numbers of incidents in each category may differ from previously. The Honolulu Fire Department is currently addressing these items to ensure seamless incident statistic reporting moving forward. Also, the Honolulu Fire Department would like to remind the public to call 911 first if you have an emergency. Do not drive to a fire station that is nearest to your location. It is very possible that the fire company will not be at the fire station due to responding to other emergencies or performing other duties such as fire inspections, training, and educational activities. When you call 911, tell the operator will dispatch the closest available fire company to your emergency. And also remember that when calling 911, to give the operator your initial need, which is either police, fire, or EMS, and after you've been transferred to that agency, an accurate description of your need and your address and location. The HFD is also able to field 911 text messages. So if you find yourself in a spot where you do not have good reception for voice communication, you may text your emergency to 911. For example, if you are hiking and your reception is not good, you may attempt to text your emergency to 911. And that concludes my report. Do you folks have any questions?
All right, thank you. Anyone in our library who has any questions? The fire department may come up and speak. Not seeing any. Anyone online? See anybody online? All right, not hearing none. Board members, any board members? Not seeing. I have a question for you. So unfortunately, I've noticed that when you guys get fire alarms, especially if it's happening, say, 4th Street, you folks literally have to get out of your fire station here, go all the way down Baratanian, turn down Smith, and either go up to King to get up to 4th Street or Hotel. Instead of coming out here and going straight onto 4th Street Mall this way because there's a tree right in the middle. There's trees on the side of it, but there's this one tree that's right in the middle that's up to you guys. How can we help you guys to get rid of that tree? We don't want to get rid of trees, but we can always replant it because that's the fastest, directest route, especially if someone's having a heart attack or anything.
And just to ask for clarification, you are pertaining to the tree that is located on 4th Street Mall? That would inhibit us to respond down 4th Street Mall. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay.
You know which one I'm talking
Yes,
about.
I do. I do understand.
Yes.
Yes. So we do actually have some addresses that we do respond to that are actually on 4th Street Mall or that are adjacent to 4th Street Mall that require us to access 4th Street Mall. And we do have other means of access, although they may not be the most speedy. And it's also incident driven as well. If there is an incident where we feel the need that we need to be there sooner than normal for any given reason, then we do have the routes that are calculated that are best for that. So we do have those things, what we call pre-planned for those incidents. And as far as creating better ways to respond to those incidents, we are definitely opening for suggestions, and we can run that by our community relations office as well, if you folks would like to dive a little deeper into that.
I do appreciate it because a lot of people had been asking, and I was asking because your station is right here. 4th Street entrance is right here.
Yeah.
But instead you have to go all the way this way,
Correct.
all the way that way, and all the way this, instead of directly. All right. See no other further questions. Thank you very much. We'll see you next month.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. You have a good day. All right. Next up, we have HPD, please.
Tall guy. Hi, my name is Sergeant Lee. Neighborhood Board meeting number 13 for January 2026. Reported incidents, motor vehicle thefts. This month is 3, burglary 3, theft 16. The previous month was 31. UMV is 2, which is unauthorized entry to a motor vehicle. Assaults 14. The previous month was 20. Sex assaults this month 0. I mean last January 0. The previous month was 3. Graffiti 0. Drugs 6. The previous month 12. Motor vehicle collisions 87. The previous month was 94. Total calls for service this in January was 2,193. The previous month was 2,323.
All right. Anyone in our library have any questions for HPD? Oh, is it Sergeant Lee or Captain Lee?
Sergeant.
Sergeant Lee. For Sergeant Lee. Nope. Anyone online? Go ahead, Roberta.
Yeah, I had a question. It wasn't particularly geared towards the stats, but I wanted to know, I know that back in April of last year, Civil Beat reported on federal understandings with HPD in terms of how they cooperate with federal forces, especially given the current climate that we're in and what we're seeing across the nation. I'm wondering if there have been any changes to how HPD operates or any training in place for how HPD coordinates with federal authorities.
Yeah, so we have a liaison in the chief's office that coordinates with federal enforcement, law enforcement.
Okay, but what does that mean given the issues that we're seeing right now in terms of protecting the community? One, on the level that we are seeing people who are falsely posting themselves as federal agents. So that's a danger to the community, as well as federal agents who are openly violating federal policy in their operations.
So yeah, you would make a police report, and we'd just file it the normal process way, and it would go into our command.
Okay, so if people see an issue with federal law enforcement operating in the community, they would just call 911 to respond to that?
Correct. Correct.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you, Roberta, appreciate that. Anyone else online beside board members? Go ahead, Candace, please. Candace, can you hear me? Candace, turn your mic on.
Hello, sorry about that, technical difficulties. Hi, good evening. This is Candace. I just had a question about HPD patrols in Chinatown because I sent an email to the board chair and then also to our politicians and then Connie Mitchell as well. But we've been having a lot of, I mean, I've noticed my husband and I live down at 215 North King Street, and we walk to downtown via Chinatown like almost daily, you know, to shopping, going banking, and we've noticed like a lot of homeless lying on the streets. Is there a plan for HPD to reinstate their daily patrols, walking patrols for the neighborhood, like around on the streets? You know, just to make sure that none of the homeless, that if there's a lot of homeless that kind of that kind of like trespass, and I know there's a sit and lie ban, but it doesn't seem like it's being enforced. Like there's homeless people lying on the streets, like right in front of like on Kikalike Mall, and then also right in front of Lee's Bakery on North King Street. One other person I reported, and Connie Mitchell called me back right away. There was somebody right on the corner in front of the skate shop on North King Street and River Street, and just blocking the curb so that maybe a walker or wheelchair wouldn't be able to go onto the curb. So I want to find out, does HPD plan to reinstate the walking patrols?
Reinstate what?
The walking patrols.
Okay, patrol.
So we have, I know we're limited on officers, as we all know. Right now we have a Chinatown task force that operates almost every day. So that's what we enforce. And it's from the morning to the afternoon. But obviously we can't be at every corner, at every moment of the time, right? So we do our best with the limited officers we have. But yes, we're actively patrolling every day by foot.
All right, thank you very much. Okay, anyone else online besides board members? Not seeing anyone else, we'll go ahead and move to board member live, please.
Chair, thank you, Sergeant Lee. A few quick questions. We know a little bit about the public sidewalks and sit-lie violations that were just
Right.
mentioned, but how does that apply to sidewalks and pathways within public parks? Are they also covered by sit-lie violations? And if so, please let us know about that. Secondly, can you let us know some clarification of rules about the signs that are being placed on sidewalks from realtors? Temporary, yes, but if they are obstructing sidewalks, are they otherwise permitted as a temporary sign? Or there's something with ROH 21 that might provide an out for that, but I've had some calls come in about concerns. And then lastly, can you let us know about how calls for noise nuisance animals will be followed up by HPD? Often calls for animals come at odd hours of the morning, and even just trying to attempt to see or investigate a noise nuisance animal will make it sometimes clam up or be quiet. So what practical help can HPD be for these issues? Because now there are at least 4 crowing roosters in the downtown area that are really hurting our quality of life. Thank you.
So regarding that issue, you just was talking about the roosters and stuff. Did you call police for that?
In the past, yes.
Okay. So normally we document it, and if it is a nuisance, we can cite if it's beyond the hours of the, days, depending on is it belong to somebody's house?
On private
Somebody owns
property.
it? Somebody owns the roosters?
They own the property. The roosters are roosting
Okay.
in unimproved hedges that are clearly, they love it there.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'll check with command for that.
Okay.
Yeah. To get more clarity. And then what was the other question?
We can talk about public sidewalks inside of parks. Are they subject to sit-lie rules?
Yeah.
They are?
Yeah.
Okay. And then lastly, if you could maybe come back with some information about sidewalk obstructing realtor signs,
Realtor
if there's
sign.
a temporary exclusion for them or whatnot.
Yeah, I have to check my comment with that.
Thank you.
Yeah, not too familiar
Alright.
with that.
Thank you, Board Member Lai. Next, we're going to move to Vice Chair Sean Fitzsimmons. Sean, please introduce yourself to the public since you're here.
Hi, I'm Sean, the Vice Chair. How you doing? Thank you, officer, for your time. I just want to follow up on Mr. Lai's question. You mentioned that the enforcement of nuisance laws would kind of depend on the time.
Right.
That's 10 p.m.
Yeah.
Okay, so is it true that there's no available nuisance complaints that can be filed by the public before 10 p.m.?
I gotta check with that. You know, I don't want to on concrete an answer to that, but
No, the reason why we have
there are time
Yeah.
time zones.
because the reason why we have a lot of elderly in our community that go to
Right.
sleep before 10, right?
Right,
And they
right,
get
right.
up really early. You know, some people are day traders and
Yeah.
stuff. And so the 10 o'clock prohibition would be kind of like a non-starter as a avenue for relief. So if you could follow up, I'd be much obliged. Yeah, thank
Yeah,
you.
for sure.
Any other board members? All right, not hearing, not seeing any, I'm going to go ahead and end this. So I'd like to follow up on the sit live ban. Okay, so for me, my understanding sit live from basically 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock to 5 o'clock in the morning.
Mhm.
So why are we allowing people to lie down and sit down right in the middle of our sidewalks, smoking crack and meth during the daytime on River Street on King Street going up to a whole market? This is an everyday occurrence. And this goes up into 215 King Street where Candace was speaking about. The place is now smelling like urination and defecation.
Mhm.
It was clean, but it's not no more. Why are we allowing people to sit on the planters by Sun Yat-sen Park all day long? They're there all day long. The people that want to enjoy the scene cannot no more because it is infested with people that are doing drugs, smoking and sleeping on those planters areas right in front of Hawaii Theater, in front of my home. And then you guys are not doing anything even at night while you guys are allowing people to yell and scream all night long. In fact, they're a bigger nuisance than the bars closing down because the people are making so much noise. So what are you guys going to do about this?
You have to call 911 and we'll respond.
So when you call 911, it takes about half an hour for somebody to get there. I know this firsthand.
Yeah. But we got to work with that communication, that's not working.
All right.
Because yeah,
I'll let you.
I'll be upset too.
Okay, we have a follow-up by Vice Chair Sean Fitzsimmons, please.
Sorry to just hammer on this nuisance thing, but it
Yeah,
seems
for
like HPD can enforce public nuisance violations, right?
Right.
And you know what Ernest was saying was talking about like people using drugs in the middle of the street, publicly, right? It's, you know, you could conceive of that being obstructing the sidewalk and all this other stuff too.
Yeah.
Does HPD issue nuisance citations to?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. But before 10 p.m.
Yes.
Before 10 p.m. they do
Yeah.
that. Okay.
Let me ask you this, Ernest.
Yes.
How many officers do you think are dedicated in the whole Chinatown area?
Well, that I'm not sure, but I know this district is big. I do, let me put it this way. I appreciate the work you guys have been doing,
Yeah.
but it's very hard when people are emailing me and getting tons of emails and people are coming to me and asking. And when we have people like Shulon, Dan, and myself who walk throughout the neighborhood and we're taking pictures, broad daylight of people smoking their meth right on the streets, right there on
I
Cape
understand.
and all
I
that.
understand your
So it's
frustration.
frustration. And then our people, there's going to be a lot of people that want to speak about the crime that's going on. And a lot of seniors that wanted to come here, that could not come here tonight because they're afraid to even walk up this area. So we do have a lot of complaints on this. So I will be addressing it with Major Roberts. Yeah. So, yeah. How many officers are here?
Do you know?
No, I don't. Do you?
6
6? Okay. Thank
in
you.
the whole Chinatown
Chinatown,
area.
downtown. area.
6. Yeah. I would gladly want more. Yeah. That's all the city gives us.
No, you guys, let me,
Yeah.
I respect you guys. You guys.
So what I'm trying to say is we can't be at every single corner of Chinatown every minute of the day saying, hey, that guy's doing drugs. Hey, that guy's sleeping. That guy's using the bathroom, urinating, like if you look at our statistics, District 1 is probably one of the busiest districts in this whole island.
Right.
So our guys are doing the best we can with the limited officers we have. Just for insight,
Okay.
But I understand your frustrations. I'll be upset too.
No, no, and listen, I thank HPD. They've been doing a really good job, and in the last several years, it has improved, but it still seems like right now it's starting to backslide. But before we go on any further, we're going to go ahead and allow Board Member Shulon Suberquak, please.
First of all, thank you so much for doing the work you do in Chinatown. And recently, the MH3, where HPD, State Sheriff, as well as CORE actually got together and helped those on the street, off our street. There
Right.
were 3
Right.
that was done within an hour.
Right.
But frustratingly, they come out in 48 hours. So the cycle repeats. So we have the same people on our street, like on North Hotel. About 20 people sleep between hotel and Kikaliki with a dog and wheelchairs, everything else. So it's difficult for business to open in the
Yeah.
morning.
Right.
And we found that our shopkeepers are very smart. They started using a leaf blower to wake these people up so that they can open their shop. So that's helpful. And then by about 6 o'clock, a cruiser comes by and helps move them when because that's the main area of business, and that's what most people are concerned about for the safety and all of that. So we're hoping that something can be done.
So you're saying there's no enforcement earlier in the morning, like 5 a.m., right?
You cannot move them unless from 11 to 5 a.m.
Right.
You cannot move them because Sidlai allows them to sleep there.
Well, there's also obstructing a walkway. You can't do that.
Yeah.
We can enforce that.
Yeah.
Because you can't
They sleep in there.
obstruct
Yeah.
someone, so we can enforce that.
Yeah, but most
there.
people by that time will walk onto the road and not disturb them because they have dogs and they get angry. So
Mhm.
there are about 20 people there.
You know, a lot of your complaints, you guys should actually take it up with our command because they ultimately decide how to, let's say, strategically enforce our officers to start whatever times, to concentrate on whatever areas, and that would help us because we basically just take orders and
Yeah.
kind of we kind of try to follow the mission, right? We all try to send the same track. So if your complaints come in, we'll usually kind of address it as it comes in. That's probably the only way. But if you make complaints but don't call 911, don't contact our district command, you know, it's hard for us to even respond because we don't know what was happening on your side. We're taking care of something else. That's another complaint came in. You understand? We get hundreds of complaints. You saw the calls of service,
Yeah.
2,000 something for like 1 month, right? When the first people to call is us.
No, we do document.
yeah.
We do document and with photos. And we do follow up by email to the commander.
Okay.
So
Okay,
we are very documented.
Okay.
So that's
so
why.
I'm going to go
Yeah.
ahead and wind this down to a close.
Yeah.
Thank you, Shalon. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Sergeant Lee. I do
Yeah,
appreciate
sure.
it, but we do appreciate what you guys
Yeah,
are
yeah.
doing. So thank you
So we
very much.
want to continue to work with the community and anything we can do to help, you know.
All right, thank you.
All right.
Appreciate it. See you next week, next month.
Yeah. Good day, guys.
All right, thank you. All right, next we move into item number 3, filling of a vacancy. All right, it says 3 minutes. Board action to fill 1 at-large seat. Anyone who wants to run for this at-large seat, please come up to the microphone.
Chair.
Yes.
Without objection, I'd like to move that we allow for a period of no more than 5 minutes for candidates or nominees to speak and possibly field questions. Again, no
Okay.
more than 5 minutes.
So that's how you run it when you're a chair? Great. I'm running it, no questions. Candidates will come up and tell us a little bit about them. There'll be no questions from the board, period. That is my choice. All right? Go ahead.
Hello, my name is Laura Sturgis. I've lived downtown since 1976. I've raised my son, and I've been working at my job at First Hawaiian Bank for 25 years. I'd say I've got skin in the game. I'm definitely for what happens in downtown. It's part of my life, and it's a big part of my life. And there's still room for improvement. There's been a lot of improvement. I've served on the board before, and I just want to say that I would wish to serve again and continue what I was starting to do. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Ms. Sturgis. Is there anyone else who would like to also come up and run for this seat, open seat?
Hello, my name is Kevin McDonald. I think most of you are familiar with me. I served on this board for 7 years previously. I think you're all probably pretty familiar with my point of view when it comes to I am all about holding our politicians and elected officials' feet to the flame, holding them accountable and speaking truth to power. And I'm also a big advocate for small business and an advocate for our police department and an advocate to try and curb the crime, homelessness, and crimes associated with homelessness in our community. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. McDonald. Do we have anyone else who would like to come up and for this open seat? Going once, twice. All right, not hearing anyone else. We have two candidates to choose from. One from Laura Sturgis and the other would be Kevin Lai. Is there any nominations?
Mr. Chair,
Yeah, huh?
the esteemed Mr. Kevin McDonald is the person I'd like to nominate for the position. Thank you.
All right. Go ahead.
Chair, I'd like to nominate Laura Sturgis.
All right, thank you. All right. Don said. We're going to do a roll call vote. All right, go ahead.
Okay, when I call your name, and if you would like to elect one of them, you can just say McDonald or Sturgis. Armstrong is absent. Fitzsimmons? Sturgis. Isokane is absent. Lai?
McDonald.
Mestis?
Sturgis.
Schubert Kwok?
Sturgis.
Shintani?
Sturgis.
Chair?
Sturgis.
All right. All right. We have 3 votes for Sturgis and 1 vote for McDonald's. Or
Point of information.
sorry,
Chair.
5 votes for Sturgis, 1 vote for McDonald. Sturgis was elected.
All right, thank you. We're going to take a 2-minute recess while Sturgis comes up here and takes her oath. Thank you. All right, thank you. So everyone, Laura, you want to introduce yourself one more time?
Hi, I'm Laura Sturgis.
New board member. Thank you, so Laura, everyone. Our new board member, Laura Sturgis, who is filling in for Lori McCarney, who is also awesome. But Lori McCarney moved up and she is now working on the National Alzheimer's Board. So she's going to be out of the nation, out of the state a lot with the board. So we want to also thank her for all her service that she gave to us. All right. Next, we're going to go to presentations. Number 4, item 4, presentations. 4.1, economic driver presentation will address the continued slowdown in economic activity in Chinatown, including decreased local foot traffic, limited tourism, a few young visitors despite ongoing improvements in cleanliness and public safety. It will explore potential economic strategies and introduce the concept of a proposed economic driver to support merchants and residents while attracting visitors seeking authentic food, history, culture, art, vibrant community experiences. Ron Lee, president of I2C Realty Ltd. Please come up.
Hello. Yes. Anyway, my name is Ronald Lee. I'm a commercial real estate broker, and I'm a former resident of Chinatown. I lived in Chinatown on Beretania Street between Monarchia Street and King and Smith Street, and it was when we had all those tenement houses over there. And my father had a store, and we lived upstairs, and we had all these signs that were posted as it's, condemned and all that. So, and then I used to run around in the streets and barefooted and all that. So anyway, So what I wanted to do is propose a concept for revitalizing Chinatown, and which includes downtown and Hawaii's tourist economy based on economics. So making an economic driver. I want to disclose that I am a real estate broker with 2 Chinatown listings, but it was because of these listings that I came up with this revitalization concept. And the listings are right next to the Chinatown rail station. Okay, so what brought this about was that I saw an article in the Star Bulletin Advertiser, and it said the city had $253 million, but they had to spend it by June 30th in order to to have it work. Otherwise, it'll disappear. But so I called the Mike Formby of the managing director's office, and he said that, oh yeah, we can come and listen. I can come and listen to the present my presentation over there. So I went there, but he clarified that that article was not totally correct, because it was not a one-time deal where the money will disappear, but it's a revolving credit line. Okay, so then, plus that he told me that the city already committed their money for that the Eagle project, so they couldn't, spend money for Chinatown. But anyway, I was trying to do that. I didn't know that before the meeting. Okay, so anyway, on my PowerPoint presentation, you can hear the birds, and on the screen it says, the Chinese word says Yu Yi Ying Chen. It means, the bird language welcomes spring. So this kind of symbolic, for Chinatown. We're trying to revitalize the Chinatown, make it a new place. Okay, next. So we're seeking a vibrant new life. Next. Okay, so this is just a conceptual plan only. It's not, no nuts and bolts or anything like that, just an idea. And it's subject to various assumptions, okay? So we revitalize Chinatown with these transit-oriented development and attractions. Transit-oriented development is with the heart, the rail system, and you build, residential complexes around the rail stations, and also have commercial spaces so that they can feed off of each other. It's a synergistic effect. So you can do that, and also you have to create attractions. Next. So we all know this already. Chinatown slowly fading. There's consumer concerns regarding safety. Number one thing is the safety. People are, I'm doing real estate in the everyday life over there. I hear about people being afraid to come to Chinatown because of the safety issue. Okay. And then there's a cleanliness and health issue. You want to make sure that thing is clean, and there needs to be access to products and services. The customer base is changing right now. It's aging, and there's deculturalization. People are getting old, and they're moving out also. Okay, so there's loss of economic incentives for the businesses. Not enough business in town. The workers are, have less work too, and the customers are not coming. And the COVID did a real big number on us. It closed businesses and created labor shortages. Next. So when I went to the meeting, the assumed goal of the city that I thought was, it was to provide workforce and affordable housing. The mayor was, promoting this, and the city council also. Second thing would be to revitalize Chinatown. We want to preserve its history, culture, and architecture, and to boost the economic activity. And again, increase public safety. Next. The requisites for success is that make it safe. And the mayor has been making good progress on this, but understandably, there's not enough monies allocated to for the police department. We need more police departments. So I would support something like that, to make it safer. Okay, then you want to make it sanitary and pest-free, generate more economic activity, and then create parking, make it accessible and affordable. So a lot of people, they don't come to Chinatown because they think, there's not enough parking over there. So this just have to be perceptible parking and actual parking spaces. Next. So the existing revenue is insufficient for merchants. The locals are not coming. There's safety concerns, dampens desire for bargain prices. And another thing I've really noticed is the tourists. You have 10 million tourists in 2019 that come to Hawaii, but they're not coming to Chinatown. So there's not enough attractions. They're seeking ethnic food, goods, art, and cultural experiences. And so we could tap into, some of that tourist trade. You could create business for, Chinatown, and Chinatown needs business to survive, I think. Okay, the young people are not coming. They're seeking, hip, unique cultural experiences and markets. Although they're doing a good job in South Street. Okay, next. So we need a new economic driver. Okay, so we can do this by creating attractions. Number one, historic and cultural museum to add to our existing street centers. And make it, have a statement in there. I mean, it's big enough and, attractive enough to do that. Number two, create a large public market. And number three, have architecture, artistic, and entertaining displays. And brighten up the place. Right now, Chinatown, is nice, but then we could make it even more brighter, I think. And if you go to other Chinatowns, like in San Francisco, it's a lot more displays and, architecture. But subject to, preserving our historic buildings also. Okay, next. So the number one thing is having a Chinatown, a multi-ethnic, historic, cultural, and art museum. Okay. And here's a picture of, just an example of what you could have in a museum. So this is a picture of old Chinatown. And there's, on the left side, you can see the New Orleans Stream coming down, and it empties into the harbor. And then in the background, you have Pamakapili Church with the twin spires up there. So Pamakapili Church was originally in Chinatown on Beartooth Street. By Smith. So, okay. So anyway, they're the Hawaiian church that's in the community in Chinatown. Okay, next. Okay, so in 1899 and 1900, there was a situation where there were workers that had contracted bubonic plague, and they tried to isolate them, quarantine them so that it wouldn't spread, but it didn't work. So the Board of Health decided that what we have to do is have to get rid of the plague and the germs, and what they wanted to do was to do a controlled burn of Chinatown, block by block, and this is what they did. So you can see the New Orleans Stream on that side, and on Beartooth Street, there's fires going on. And then Pamakapili Church was over there, but they couldn't save the spire. It was burned down. Okay, next. And another thing we could do is like feature Hawaii leaders that are heads of state, that lived in Chinatown. Live in Hawaii and grew up in Hawaii and educated in Hawaii. So we have Sun Yat-sen over there. He's the father of modern China. And he was educated at Iolani and Pono schools and grew up in the community in Maui and in Honolulu. Okay? And we have Barack Obama. He's the president of the United States. And he was educated in Punahou. And he grew up, I think he got his values over here in Honolulu. And then there's our great King David Kalakaua. He's a people's caretaker, and he's a merry monarch that wrote songs for us. And so if you can press the thing again, and it's, can you click it? Just so this is the Kamehameha School Chorus singing the Waipono, which and I don't know if you guys know this, but they said in the paper that IRS had conducted a study of the Kamehameha's part Hawaiian students, and they found out that 74% of the part Hawaiian students were Chinese, had Chinese blood in them. So we're closely integrated, the Chinese and the Hawaiians are closely integrated into everyday living. I can give you many examples of that. Okay, next.
All right, so I wasn't going to interrupt the national anthem, but you to move it up.
Okay. So this is a description that Kanya said, says Tinha Waikong means under the heavens you care for the people. He held rallies in Chinatown in the American Theater and Hawaii Theater. Next. Here's a picture of the retail store in Chinatown, old days. Next. Okay, this is the store that my father had in Chinatown in the 1940s. And there's a grand opening over here. And can you click that? And then the next one. Okay, we have my father had a grand opening. And this is Andy Cummings, who wrote Waikiki, the song Waikiki. And next to him is Gabby Painui, who are icons of the Hawaiian music industry. So we're integrated over there too. Okay, thanks. This is the old Physical Culture Club, King Moon. And so this is the old clubhouse that was right behind Cultural Plaza, where the Cultural Plaza is. And there's they're doing some practicing of Kung Fu in the pad in the back. Okay, next. This is just some music and some young ladies at the time. I'm just trying to capture the feeling of the music and the times. The next is Wolf Fed, iconic structure over there. And me and my wife got married and we had a reception over there a long time ago. Okay, next. And I thought another way we could, do attract tourists is to feature, the temples in the area. It's Zumo Temple, a Shinto shrine in Red River Street, and then Namsai Hotong and Kwan Yin Temple. And next. And number 2 would be to create Chinatown and a public market, a multi-ethnic public market. Next. And this is an example. Okay, you can click the arrow. Sorry.
A walking tour of the Granville Public Market in Vancouver, Canada. I'm Chris. This is Yellow Production. A walking tour of the Granville. A walking tour of the Granville Public Market.
Okay, sorry. Anyway, that was a public market. That was an example of what we could do over here. And we feature different foods, ethnic foods and Hawaiian foods and other Chinese. And number 3, install and encourage displays. Okay, next. This is an example of Chinatown architecture, but this is in Japan, in Yokohama. So it's something different. Okay, next. And then in February of 2023, me, my wife, and my daughter went to Japan, and we encountered this Chinese New Year celebration. Okay, next. Okay, next. And this is just some slides of the light shows over there. We can do this in Hawaii too. Next.
Excuse me, I don't mean to interrupt, Ron.
Yeah.
So we've got the idea of what you're showing. And all
Yeah.
that. Can we get to the meat of this?
Okay, we can go to the next one, the next slide. Some more, next one. Okay, so this is just an example. Okay, the next one. This is a transit-oriented development plan for Chinatown area. And they have, where you can put displays along the promenade. Okay, next. So this is where the meat of the thing is. So I have these, the 2 listings that I had on the bottom, number 1 and number 2. And then there's CQE Hub, a market on the top. And then Oahu Market across the street. And Oahu Market that's in the city rail station. And there's talk about, closing off Kikaliki Street and converting it to a mall, just like they did up above. So that's where the public market, I thought, could be created. And the rail station would feed into this giant public market if somebody were to create a public market like that. And then there's the planned hotel complex where they're making good headways on that. So we can generate activity over there and create economic strength. So anyway, that's basically my presentation. Yeah. Sorry it took so long.
I'm not, thank you very
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
All right, does anyone in the public have any questions for Mr. Ron Lee, please? Anyone online have any questions for Mr. Ron Lee? Not, who's that? All right, thank you, Kate Kaliki, for saying you're here. Thank you. Go ahead, Board Member Lai.
Chair, thank you. Mr. Lee, thanks for being here tonight. I'm just a little bit perplexed. I mean, you have a graduate degree from Berkeley,
Yes.
MBA from UCLA, but where have you been for the past 10 years when we've been talking about these very things? Again, I'm glad that you're here.
Yeah.
I think we can always benefit from input. A lot of the ideas you've had have been discussed here in the past, maybe not to the same degree or detail. And I really appreciate the way you brought in examples from other communities outside of our islands, which I think can be a good inspiration. But again, I just wish you'd been here in all the planning processes that we've had with many meetings about TOD, about what's going on in Kekuliki Mall.
Yeah.
So I want to encourage you to find some way to get plugged in. So maybe some of what you've got ideas about can become a part of it. Again, I'm glad that you're here. You disclosed that you have the 2 properties for sale in the area.
Yes.
I mean, I think that's righteous of you to do that. But let us know what you would do to help out the situation. That's like, what can you tangibly do to help us out right now? Thank you.
I think the police presence would be important. You know, increase that, and you maybe can fund that more, and help the mayor, you know, and the police department to make the place safe, because that's a big thing. When all these developers that I talk to, they're wondering about the safety aspect. And there's some extra, sometimes, you know, they see them and when they walk past the property, people start, you know, making verbal assaults and all that. So I think that's number one thing. And then, you know, I had this property in escrow between the 2 properties 4 times in escrow. And the reason 2 of the reasons why they didn't get it was because they weren't able to get the tax credit awards, because the tax credit awards are very few in number. And so, but there's a lot of applicants. So if we can encourage that, and then can get the financing going, because we spend a lot of time in doing that. Yeah.
Sure. Without objection, I'll just quick follow up. So are you coming here with proposals to solve these
Excuse
problems?
me, Mr. Lai, did you ask?
Without objection, I said no objection came, Chair. So is
Mr. Lai, you have to ask me first, can you have a follow-up? And then I'll say, yes, sir, go ahead, but you must ask the chair.
without objection, thank you. So Mr. Lee, again, just asking,
Yep.
are you here to propose solutions for these issues which might help you sell those properties, or asking for the community, the police to solve those problems?
Well, I think having the police to solve the problems would be helpful. But that way we can market it. And I have a personal interest in revitalization of Chinatown because I grew up there, you know, and I went to Chinese school, went into societies, and there's a lot of cultural values that I want to see promoted, you know, all the old cultural values from the different races.
Thank you very much for that.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Any other board members? Go ahead, board member Sean Fitzsimmons.
Thanks for the presentation. I think we all in agreement that we all in support of revitalizing downtown and Chinatown. Specifically though, I wondered if you ever spoke to the merchants regarding Governor Green's proposal to basically eliminate cruise ships in Hawaii. The reason why I ask is that I think the Chinatown community is disproportionately affected by the elimination of cruise ships compared to the other areas of the state. And your presentation was to address decreased local foot traffic, limited tourism, and slowdown in economic activity. So I was wondering what your position was in your presentation, if you even thought of it, or would you embrace Governor Green's proposal to eliminate that stream of income from Chinatown or not?
Yes, and sir, please be just straightforward to the point. Yeah.
Okay.
No, sorry.
I think that cruise ships help. I mean, we used to have cruise ships that come in, not, you know, the Matsonia, And they have the old days, they used to dive off the docks and dive for coins and all that, and throw lays and, confetti. So I think that would help to generate more interest in cruise ships. But as far as how do you about eliminating them, I'm not having really. I'm not thinking about that right now.
You have a follow-up?
I was wondering if you spoke to any of the local merchants, because it seems like to me, just like if you take a step back, like the small businesses that are run by the people in Chinatown would be adversely affected by the elimination of the cruise ships. And if you do, then, what would happen would be like other more corporate interests would come and, presumably,
Yeah.
kind of change the face of Chinatown.
Yeah. I
So-
was wondering, do the tourists come from the cruise ships come into Chinatown?
Yeah, a lot, actually,
lot?
like a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah.
They funnel all through Chinatown.
Yeah.
They patron the restaurants and all the souvenir
right,
shops
right.
and all that stuff.
Yeah. So I think if you have more business coming into Chinatown, will help the merchants.
All right,
And the merchants work hard. Yeah.
All right, thank you. I'm going to end this right now. Okay. So the bottom line is, we don't want to change Chinatown in the sense of giving it over to the corporate world. We want to keep it for our small businesses.
Right.
'Cause if you notice and you look at Chinatown, you don't have a corporate McDonald's here. You don't have a corporate Subway. You don't have any corporate stores within the area of Chinatown, which is from Bethel going this way. It is all small business, and we want to keep it that way.
Right.
And we want to thank you for coming here tonight.
Okay.
You have a great day, all right? Thank you
Thank
very
you
much.
so much for your time.
All right, thank you
Okay.
very much.
Thank you.
All right, next we're going to move to 4.2, Vietnam statue, erection of Admiral Hong Ho Minh statue on College Walk, presentation by Mai Wilkes, Vice President of the Vietnamese Community Organization. Mai, please come up. Remember, everyone, we're asking that we keep this to the time of 10 minutes.
Sorry, I'm a little bit short. Good evening, Mr. Chairman and the members of Chinatown Board, community leader and guests. Thank you so much for the opportunity to speak with you today. I would like to introduce to you Mr. Thomas Anderson. He's the president of the Vietnamese Community Organizations. And the person next to him is Mr. Phan Thanh Phúc. He's graduated in Dong Nai Art School and Ho Chi Minh University Art School. He's the person who has sculptured the statue of the Admiral Hoàng Cơ Minh. We are here today to discuss the meaningful of the opportunity at the College Walk, one that celebrates the richness of our diversity communities. And before I start the slideshow, I want to take this opportunity to thank you, to express our deepest gratitude to all the soldiers who fought for the freedoms, and especially to the American soldiers who stood beside us during one of the most difficult chapters in our history. Many made the ultimate sacrifice, giving their lives and services to ideal greater than themselves. We are here forever grateful for their courage and the commitment and the honor the families who endure unimaginable loss, separations, and hardship. Their strength, resilience, and sacrifice are deeply, deeply appreciated and will never, never forget. And now I would like to present to you the slideshow. Could you please change next, please? Next. Okay, so here I introduce to you the Pháp Vũ. He's have the doctorate degree in designing our presentations, and Mr. Phan Thanh Phúc is his present right now. Next. And these are the proclamations that the mayor had given to us, recognizing the Admiral Hoàng Cơ Minh. And next, please. And this is from the representative. Next, please. And this is from the city and county had recognized not only Mr. Admiral Hoàng Cơ Minh, but also the organization that he had found, the done the Hawaii chapter party. This particular organization is to asking for the freedom, the right for the people, the equal right, and the democracy. Next. These are the appreciation from the mayor because the Les Lahaina was in trouble with the had burning down the town, and we had raised $15,000 to sell it to Maui. Next. Next. And the college walk is where the mayor had and the art and the culture department has suggested it to place the statue at the college walk. The college walk representing the historical, academic, and symbolic figure designed to inspire many ethnicity, different nationality leader that had giving Hawaii a learning, the strength, the education of the different cultures. Next, please. This is Miss Admiral Hoàng Cơ Minh. This is the later years of his image. He was born in Hanoi, that is in North Vietnam, and his families, his mom and dad is the university professor, and he was learning law and also mathematics. And later on, he became a Navy officer, and he had the youngest officer had achieved the admiral title very fast. And then 1975 had fall, and then he had Mr. James Kelly, that's the Secretary of the United States at the time, was taking care of Mr. Admiral Hoàng Cơ Minh to America. And at this time, Mr. James Kelly still recognized as him as was a wonderful hero figure in Vietnam in the 20th century. Next, please. This is the proposal to honor the Admiral Hoàng Cơ Minh statue in Hawaii. The reason we chosen Mr. Hoàng Cơ Minh because he's the leader of this time that all the young people had learned, not only the what we went through, the Vietnamese people gone through with the war, but because the younger people can learn to the strength, growing their dreams, achievement of what they want to do, and the perseverance, nothing come easy. We have to work hard to get where we are. You know, all these women and men, they fought not for the power, not for the recognitions, I am the best, but they want to recognize the love, the freedom, and the equal right with everyone. It doesn't matter where you're at. And we choose Hawaii to do this because he has come to Hawaii several times, and Hawaii is almost like second home, look like Vietnam. And so he chose here to live, but short-lived because he had sacrificed himself at the war. Next, please. I try not to be fast as I can because I don't want to bore you out. And to celebrating his diverse immigrant, his heritage, and the culture, the understanding, the landmark of the Vietnamese American heritage, and stimulating culture, tourism, and community engagement. It will bring a lot of tourists come to Hawaii to learn more about him. Next, please. So Mr. Hoàng Cơ Minh statue, to have it and raise the place to honor the legacy of the Vietnamese American. Because, you know, people know Vietnamese through pho and to spring roll and the Lunar New Year's that we had every years at the Capilani Bandstands. And this year we have it in February 15. The warmest and the celebrations we all have. But I hope that the statue that we able to erect will bring our culture to your culture much closer together. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We do appreciate that. Anyone in our library have any questions? No. Anyone online? Right. Any board members have any questions to
Oh,
ask?
I'm so sorry. We're here. Kekaliki Courtyards is here.
Okay. Thank you, Kikaliki. Do you have any questions on this presentation that was just said?
Oh, no,
Nice.
it was beautiful. Thank you.
All right. No,
Thank
okay.
you.
Thank you very
Appreciate it.
much.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Any other board members? Board members, Sulan Suber Kwok, please.
Thank you, Mike, and your
Thank
team
you.
for bringing this statue to Chinatown.
Thank you.
We already have 2 statues currently.
Yes.
One's a Filipino hero,
Yes.
and the other one was a Chinese hero.
Yes.
So we welcome the addition of this, and it's the area where we have temples,
Yes.
and it's a sacred area with Japanese temple, Chinese temple.
Yes.
So I think it's very important for our post-war. Chinatown would not be what it is without the Vietnamese
Oh.
people manning the markets and having the restaurants. So we do thank you for the contribution.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank
All right.
you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Go ahead. Board member Lai, please.
Chair, thank you.
Hi.
Ms. Wilkes, thank you and your team for coming. You know, it's an interesting story, and I think if you can find some way to emphasize the connections to Hawaii specifically for Master Hokeng, that would be great. And just a few technical questions. The statue, its placement, the technical details of that, do you have the proper paperwork through the city for placement and things like that? Number one. Number two, the costs to your group and then costs for maintenance. Is that something that will be passed along to the city? And let us know, you know, if you might plan certain activities to draw people to the statues that are on College Walk as well. Thank you.
Yes, sir. In the proposal that we have, we fundraise the money ourselves, and the cleanup, to beautify the place, and sometimes there will be gravity, people drawing things. We have our team to monitor the statue, and the type of the material we use is very easy to clean, and it very able to stand with the weather. And the statue, we had sculpture, is cost $100,000, and which coming from all of us. The Vietnam party is all over the world, Europe, Asia, United States. They're all over the world. So that's why when we're able to have the statue, it will bring in everyone come in to visit. So that is the plus economy for the Hawaii. And a lot of young people, because we want young people to come to Hawaii and to know about the weather, know about the business, knowing about the spirit, aloha spirit, and there are many opportunity in Hawaii. So we want the young people come in through this, and they want to stay and building Hawaii much better, because the younger, they have a lot of idea. So that idea will come to Hawaii. That's what we're hoping for.
All right. Thank you very
Yeah.
much. I do appreciate it. I'm going to, do you want to say something?
I would say if nobody asks any more questions, then I'd like to make a motion.
Okay.
to-
I'm
yeah,
going to make,
present
I'm going
forward.
to say something real quick. Yeah. So, I want to thank all you for coming here. Thank you very much. I think having the statues there is great. To board member Lai, so just like the statues, Sun Yat-sen statue, and Jose Rizal. So as a Knight of Jose Rizal in this area, we help maintain the statues. That there's no money going to that. We take care of it ourselves. Okay. So that's what we do because we take pride in our cultures and all that. So like we take care of the Jose Rizal statue ourselves. No one else takes care of that.
Yes,
So
sir.
we don't burden anybody else. But I believe that what today is about, because she had presented 2-minute topic before when she came in, they want to tie it in and everything else. The cities is a goal for this and everything else. Now they just want the Chinatown board to come on board and vote on a resolution allowing them to go move forward. The city's already going, but they're waiting on us at this point. Okay, so go ahead, Shalon.
Chair, I would like to make a motion to support the installation of this Vietnamese statue on College Walk.
Thank you.
Do we have a second? Okay, Laura needs seconds. So we have first and a second. Do we have any discussions on this? Go ahead, Board Member Lai.
Chair, thank you, and appreciate the chance for Ms. Wilkes to explain that that was the case, that it would not be a public burden. But I'd like to, before we vote, have Ms. Wilkes take just 1 minute. Let us know how important Master Wang Ko was as a anti-communist fighter in and around Vietnam, in the jungles of Laos, and why he is so important to the community at large.
Can you keep it brief, straight to the point?
Yes,
Thank you.
I try to put in the bullet point for you. Number one, Mr. Huang Ke-ming had high educations, not just political, but he in university had taught children, and also when he come to America, and he had dedicated his life, and his family had given us his life, and when he believed that when he come to Laos, to cross the Laos to come to Vietnam, not because he don't come in there just trying to bring the gun or the big tank or a bombing. No, he just want to go there and asking for the equal right for the people, for equal right for education, equal right for business, equal right to buy a properties. That it was so limited, and even the internet is very limited, and so he trying to go there, but his mission was cut short because, I don't want to go into a political point, but unfortunately, he had sacrificed himself, and among other, and there is one of the particular follower also from Hawaii. He is a taxi driver, but before that, he's one of the military soldier, and because of the love that they have for the Vietnamese, even today, we're not asking to have gun or tank or
Down, please.
we just want to fight for love for the equal right.
All right, thank you very much for that. Any other one has anything else here? If not, we're going to go to a vote. All right, not hearing anyone. We're going to go ahead to a vote. Go ahead, Camila.
Okay, the motion is to support the installation of the Admiral Hong Kong-min statue on College Walk. Armstrong, not here. Fitzsimmons. Isokane is not here. Lai.
Aye.
Sturgis. Mestis. Schubert-Kwok.
Aye.
Shintani.
Aye.
Chair.
You got all eyes. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'll go ahead and
I appreciate
the mayor and my phone be tomorrow. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Very welcome.
I really
Okay, bye-bye.
appreciate all of you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, next up, we're going to move to 4.3, ACLU, the ACLU for Hawaii. We provide legal information to the community and area business owners on current enforcement efforts by the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, agency. The ACLU of Hawaii is a nonprofit, nonpartisan organization dedicated to protecting civil rights and liberties under the U.S. and Hawaii constitutions. We'll be presented by Sergio Afluga. Listen, guys, just to be transparent, Sergio is my fellow brother as a fellow Mason and a fellow Knight of Rizal. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much, Chair, Vice Chair, and members of the Neighborhood Board. Thank you for having us here this evening. My name is Sergio Alcabilia. I'm the Director of Community Engagement at the ACLU of Hawaii, and I am also joined by Mandy Fernandez. She is the director of policy for our organization. As Chair mentioned, the ACLU, we are a nonprofit, nonpartisan organization. Our purpose here this evening is to share more about the current work in terms of immigration enforcement. I'm grateful for our first two presenters who shared about the rich history of both Chinese immigrants and Vietnamese immigrants here in Hawaii and specifically here in Chinatown. We do want to talk a little bit about our campaign for immigrant justice and the current work that we're doing at this legislature. And we want to open it up also to members of the audience and to the committee for questions. With that, I'm going to turn it over to Mandy, our policy director, and I will hand this out to members of the board.
So tall. Good evening. My name is Mandy Fernandez. As Sergio said, I'm the policy director with the American Civil Liberties Union of Hawaii. Thank you so much for having us here this evening. We are part of the steering committee for the Campaign for Immigrant Justice. And what we're doing with that is we're proposing different laws and policies at the state legislature currently, but also working with city and county councils to protect immigrant justice and protect due process here in Hawaii. There is no law that we could pass at the state or local level that would prevent ICE from coming to Hawaii. That's just how it is. So everything we're doing is we're really trying to safeguard the civil rights that we have here and make sure that we're doing everything possible to protect our residents. Sergio and I are both lawyers, but what we do is not in the courtrooms. We're in the streets, we're at the Capitol, we're at the City Council. And again, so I might be sharing some information about legal rights during this presentation. As a disclaimer, I'm a lawyer, I'm not your lawyer, but feel free to ask us any questions. We know that the majority of those in immigration detention right now throughout the country have no criminal record. So despite what the administration has been saying about going after the worst of the worst, this is actually not how it's carrying out. People with all different types of status in terms of citizenship are being pulled in by ICE. We've seen this locally. The increase in enforcement has happened in Hawaii, perhaps not to the degree as some other jurisdictions, but there has been a pretty dramatic spike in ICE enforcement action since January 20th of last year. What we're doing to protect residents at the state level right now through the Campaign for Immigrant Justice is proposing a number of pieces of legislation before the Hawaii State Legislature. The state legislature just opened their session a couple of weeks ago, and we're already getting hearings on our bills. We have commitments from the governor and from leadership to fast track these bills, and from the governor to sign them when they come to his desk. I'm going to briefly go over the bills that we're proposing this year. There are a number of immigration efforts happening at the legislature, and these are just a few of them. So one, and this is in the handout as well, is restoring sensitive locations protections. Under the previous presidential administration, ICE activity didn't happen, or immigration enforcement didn't happen at certain sensitive locations like hospitals, courthouses, churches, things like that. And the reason for that is because evidence shows us that when we are doing that, especially in those settings, people aren't going to go to the doctor. They're going to be scared to go to the doctor, scared to go to school, scared to show up to court. And even if they are not in a vulnerable position with regard to their status, maybe they have family members or friends who do, right? And we know that we also believe that healthcare workers should not have to interface with ICE agents. Schools, teachers, our teachers should not have to be interfacing with ICE agents and facing that kind of scary situation when they're just there to teach our kids. The second is one you may have heard of, is the No Secret Police Act. We know that throughout the country, ICE has been masking to conceal their identities. They've not been wearing visible identification. This is fundamental to public trust in police. We also know that it's led to a rise in abuse and impersonation, as one testifier mentioned earlier, of people impersonating ICE agents. that's a very scary situation. And if somebody comes up to you on the street and you can't tell who they are and they're just shouting at you and brandishing a weapon, we're all probably going to react like we're being attacked, right? So that's a very scary situation, and we want to make sure that we're protecting against that as much as we can. This bill would require transparency, prevent that type of extreme concealment of your face, and require visible identification for all law enforcement, local, state, police as well, and federal agents operating in the state. Another one that's incredibly important is preventing the deputization of local police for immigration enforcement. And why this is important is because police have the option, it's not required, but police departments can opt into different programs and enter into different cooperative agreements with federal agencies that is essentially takes our police officers, pulls them out of their line of duty and their regular duties, like to speak to some of what has been raised earlier, pull them away from that and then put them on civil immigration enforcement. And that can definitely erode trust. We already know that our agencies are frequently understaffed or needing more resources. So pulling them out and forcing them to do immigration enforcement is unwise, erodes public trust, and is a waste of our resources. The fourth one is the Truth Act. We've been hearing that when folks are being detained here, they're not always being told of their rights in a language that they can understand. This is completely unacceptable. Regardless of your immigration status, you have rights guaranteed to you under the state and federal constitutions, and we're here to make sure that those rights are respected. And this would let people know of their rights before they're pulled in by the feds in a language that they can understand. There's also sentencing reform, and this is just a tweak to our penal code to make sure that we're not inadvertently triggering immigration consequences at the federal level. And then finally, a standardizing UNT visa certification with state and local agencies. This one's a little bit more technical, but essentially we're streamlining a process so that people, if they're victims of crime or violence, feel safe to come to the police and report that. I'll end it there, pause there if there are any questions about any of these bills, the campaign at large, or any of the other things we're seeing. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, Sergio. Thank you, Mandy. Appreciate that.
Sure.
Is anyone in our library who has anything to ask about Sergio or Mandy? Not seeing anyone. Anyone online? Not seeing anyone.
Actually, I have.
Roberta?
Sorry, yeah, I have a question. With
Sure.
regards to the legislation about deputizing police, is there anything that's included there with regards to fire departments? Because we know we've seen instances of fire departments cooperating with ICE on the continent, and I just want to know that we are focusing on all angles of all of the public, community stewards, such as police and fire department.
That's such a good question. I'll look back at, there are a couple different legislative vehicles with different language and how we define like law enforcement officer or agency. One of the broadest, it limits not just participation in what's called the 287G program, but also cooperation in like joint task forces and things like that. And it would apply to like state and local agencies. It should apply to fire departments, but that's a really good flag, and I'll go make sure with the language that that's included. And if it's not, I'll suggest an amendment. So thank you for raising that.
Thank you so much.
All right. Anyone else online? All right. Not seeing anyone else online. We'll go ahead to the board members. Board members, any board members have any questions? Okay, we'll start off first with our vice chair, Sean Fitzsimmons, please.
Thanks for your presentation. I think you guys do amazing work. I'm an attorney as well. I do criminal defense and civil rights in court. I think the Secret Police Act is really important. Most recently, you saw the Lindani Miani case, right, where he was shot by HPD and they didn't announce who they were, and he thought he was entering a mosque, right? That's, clearly an issue, especially with ICE adding a whole nother wrinkle to that. But the question I had with respect to number 6, standardizing UNT visa certifications, could you explain the difference between that and like the Violence Against Women Act? You know how the VAWA, like it provides like asylum for I think it's illegal immigrants that are like abused by their spouse. Is there something, is that overlapping or is that like,
I don't know if it's, I'll have to get back to you on whether it's overlapping or how it interplays with that. But it's kind of, it's essentially that where we're trying to streamline the process for them to get your T visas when they report crimes. Yeah.
All right, we do appreciate that because I do want to hear about that. Next, we have board members Shulon Schubert Kwok.
Thank you, Sergio and Mandy. I was at that immigrant justice demonstration at the Capitol. It was very encouraging to see so many people got there at 10 o'clock and with the governor and the lieutenant governor, mayor coming out. And I'm glad that, you know, our Honolulu police are not part of the cooperating with ICE to arrest and intimidate people. And a lot of Chinatown people live in, we have like 20,000 people there, and they're scared because they have family and extended family. So I think some of the outreach that might help would be in, you know, Mandarin speaking, Cantonese speaking outreach workers. Now we do work with the legal clinic to try and get the word out in Cantonese and all that in Filipino. So because these are the immigrant people who are afraid to come out. So I think what you're doing and by reaching out and by being visible, that what ICE has been doing in other states is not acceptable here. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And something that Sergio and I have been talking about doing, and if you wanted to elaborate on it, Sergio, but is going, so we anticipate that if ICE does come here more, if we do see even more of an increase, Chinatown could very well be targeted and it could be affected. We also, I want to highlight something I forgot to mention was that we have seen from other states and cities with increased ICE activity an economic impact on small businesses. And I think downtown in Chinatown would be very vulnerable to that. So we've been talking about going door to door to different merchants with interpreters. We have translated documents from the legal clinic. But if we do have any volunteers who would like to be trained up on that, who are fluent in Canto or Mandarin or other languages, please do let us know.
All right. Thank you. You say something, Sergio? No? All right.
Yeah, I just wanted to add, Chair, that that's kind of one of our purpose here is just to let the neighborhood board know that we will be canvassing Chinatown with these Know Your Rights cards and as an opportunity to educate our business owners, and it's really an opportunity.
All right. Thank you. So I'm gonna let you say something. In the future, just remember, I just try to run things differently. When I call anyone from the library, that means that's you guys sitting down there. You come up. Once I go this way to people on video, then the board, and the board ends it, okay? But since I've never seen you here before and this is your first time, I'll let you say something. But that's the way I run things. Thank you. Go ahead, say something. But you have to, no, you have to go up to the front, say your name so we know what your name is. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Kaili. I'm on the neighborhood board for Alamana Kakako. I'm sorry, Chair, but I just did the research of this while you're talking. But I saw there's a hearing for a lot of your bills tomorrow. In the is it ECD, Economic Development, at 8:30 tomorrow? Is it still possible to bring testimony for those?
Yeah, thank you so much for raising that. A lot of these are being heard at 8:30 tomorrow morning in the Economic Development and Technology Committee in the House. And you definitely can show up with written testimony. In order to testify verbally, you do have to also provide written testimony. But if you show up with enough copies for the committee members and talk to the clerk right beforehand, they should be able to get you in. So.
All right. Thank you. Any other board members? All right. Not hearing anything. Did you speak yet? No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Thank you. Ms. Fernandez, are there any immigration laws that ACLU or ACLU Hawaii would recommend that people not follow, even while you may be challenging or trying to rework some of those laws in court, either here or elsewhere?
I would recommend that you comply with the laws. And even if an officer approaches you say you're filming them, you have the First Amendment right to film them. You get on camera. I'm doing this to, stand on my First Amendment right of expression. I would still recommend, if they're telling you to like give them your phone or turn your camera off, I would recommend that you comply. You got to consider your safety first. So go along with orders. But again, you don't have to talk to anyone. If you are not being pulled over in a traffic stop, you don't have to tell them any information. You should ask for a lawyer.
All right. Thank you. Go ahead.
And if I could add, Chair, for the ACLU, we don't promote civil disobedience. If anything, we are promoting for the following of due process, for the following of our constitutions, the following of laws that are already set. If there are laws that are unjust, this is the way that we do it, is through the legislative process. We're not, in terms of a constitutional crisis, that's not something that we're ready to say at the moment, but we are asking for folks to, of course, observe the law, exercise your rights under the law, whether that's due process or your First Amendment rights.
All right. Thank you. No one else. I'm going to go ahead and finish this up. I want to thank both Mandy and Sergio for coming here today. I know you said you were going to be passing out a lot of information and all that. You might want to go and stop at my job. I work for the state. I work for the SNAP benefits right here across Hollow Park. We have a lot of immigrants that do come in that I see all the time. So please do whatever you need to do. If you need my assistance in any way, please call me, Sergio.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Chair.
Thank you.
Chair, just
Yeah, go ahead.
if I could really add, I know we had passed out handouts earlier, and there are folks online, that don't have access to the handouts. So they're available on the website for HIJ's Hawaii Coalition for Immigrant Rights. So if folks can go there and find it on the website. And for the Know Your Rights presentations, people can also visit our website, acluhawaii.org. And just our last ask for the people in the room, please get to know some of these bills. And if you're so inclined, support them or provide testimony. And we are asking our neighborhood boards, if we provide language, if they would consider some sort of resolution supporting the Campaign for Immigrant Justice. Thank you, Chair.
I do appreciate that. And just going further, if you guys want to send me any information, I can put it to a Google Drive so the residents in this community can see it. Okay. All right. No, thank you very much. Thank you guys very much. Very much. Have a good day. All right. Next up, we have item 5, public concerns. It's going to be 2 minutes each. Usually I start with the library here first, but I'm going to actually start on the web. Go ahead. Anyone on the web? Who? ZZ? Go ahead, ZZ. And remember, these are 2 minutes only. Thank you.
Got it. Thank you. Aloha, Chair. Aloha, members of the board. My name is Ziriella. I wanted to give everyone a heads up about an event I'm helping organize this weekend. It's called the Walk for Peace Honolulu. It's going to go through Chinatown on Sunday, February 8th. We'll be out there from about 11 a.m. to noon. It's my friends and I from a local meditation group. We're hosting it, and it'll be open to anyone who likes to join us. We'll be walking from the Kuan Yin Temple by Foster Garden, down River Street, across North Hotel, up Fort Street Mall, and then down Baratania to the Capitol. It's a silent, meditative walk, not a protest. So we'll try to stay single file on the sidewalks, and we'll make sure we're out of the way of pedestrians and businesses. Purpose of the walk is to practice peace within ourselves and then radiate that out into our community. But we might look a little funny, so I wanted to let you all know in case you get questions on Sunday. If you're interested in learning more or reaching out to us with questions, concerns, there's a flyer on the ledge by the entrance to the library. Thank you, Dan. And that has a QR code to our website that has a contact form. Thank you very much for your time.
All right. Thank you, ZZ. I think we got the QR code here. So, all right. Thank you very much. Anyone else online? Kaliki?
We're here. Yes,
Okay.
we're here. So I'm Christina Winery. I work at Kekaliki Courtyards, and I'm here with a few seniors who are left. Some of them left because I think it's their bedtime. But we're mostly interested in security. We don't know. I know we're late to the conversation. You guys have been talking about this a long time, but we're looking for allocating money for security like they have where the CU came out and they drive around in those things, and I'm noticing it's a much nicer, It's a much safer place to be, and we would like that here on Mauna Kea Street and on Kekaliki Street. And we're also looking into, you know, just overall health and well-being, because we have drug needles in our garage. We have parents who are scared that the kids are going to get a disease or something from some of the things that are happening. We have, as you know, feces and urine and stuff like that. So that's the stuff that that our community cares about. Just FYI.
All right, thank you. I do appreciate it. And as I told you, and I'm going to repeat it, we're going to get into crime next month, really from the beginning. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. So, anyone else online? All right. Not seeing anyone else online. Before we move this way to the public, this is to the board members. Board members are not allowed to speak during public concerns unless a board member is going to go up and say that they're running for a particular office, Senate, mayor, or anything else, but they must only say, my name is so-and-so, I'm running for this office, and that's it. Okay? All right. Thank you. Now we'll go back here. Go ahead and start it off. Ed?
Hi, my name is Ed Karipsky. I manage the 4th Street Mall BID. Back in September, the 4th Street Mall was rezoned from a park to a street, which has enabled us to do night markets and do street festivals with food or alcohol. And we probably had the most successful one last Saturday with the Chinatown Temple Street night market. So one of the issues that came up with me is like, when you are zoned as a street, there's a lot more regulations. So I found out that I have to do public outreach, and apparently we want to do St. Patrick's Day, and it wasn't reflected in the December neighborhood board minutes. So I need to be here to say we are going to do St. Patrick's Day. It will be between King Street and Hotel. And it's been a bit challenging because the city has been asked us to reduce the size of the venue because they don't want it to blow out the area. They don't want to close the streets, which is fine. I understand everything. So I just asked the city, if you are asking us, can you at least cover the special duty police to do the event? That's, quid pro quo. Don't know where that's going to go, but we're trying to sit there and address the community concerns. We want to do events, but we don't want to sit there and negatively affect the community. The other challenge is, since we're zoned as a street now, every little event, every open market I do is the same as a street closure in Kalakaua and Waikiki. Like I forwarded an email to Dan, I think to you, Ernest, like saying I need 10 signatures to do every open market. Every farmer's market, I need 10 signatures. And like, it is just, I don't think, antithetical to like economic redevelopment. If I wanted a Girl Scout cookies to sit there, it would be 90 days out with 10 signatures to have a Girl Scout cookie there. So this is one of those cases where, I'm not presenting to the board. I'm asking you guys, can you help me change the ordinances? Can we rezone like a pedestrian mall, like we're not zoned as Kalakaua, that we can do stuff and say, hey, listen, if a major and say the head of the neighborhood board approves something, like no alcohol, just a community event, can we do it in 30 days? Otherwise, like, it's just been really challenging. I can't do, like, Jasmine is here. I can't do stuff on Chaplain Lane. Like, it's just, everybody's saying they want to do more stuff. But I feel like the bureaucracy is, well, we got to find, we're following ordinance. So, I mean, I'll defer to Dan if he wants to speak about it. Like, he probably knows more about it than me. I don't know if he can.
Yeah, no, he can't right now, but
Yeah, I know, but
time's winding down.
I mean, yeah, I'm just saying, can we put it, should I put it on the agenda for next month?
So you can talk to me about that. Yeah. And
I mean, I'm just saying, like, we want to do more events. It's so onerous. Like, we actually need neighborhood board support.
No, I understand. We're going on 3 minutes right now. This is.
Yeah, I know.
So, but yeah, anything you want to put on the agenda, come to me. You know better than that. And I'll put it on the agenda.
No,
we understand what you said.
It's only because DTS came back to me and they said, we didn't see St. Patrick's Day on the December minutes. So I had to, they told me.
I'll go ahead and take it back and look at it. Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. All right. All right. Go ahead.
Hi, good evening, Board Chair. Thank you very much, board members. I'm Patrick Smith. I chair the Neighborhood Commission, and I am here to speak about the Neighborhood Commission, some actions that we have coming up. First off, that we're looking at the boundaries, the fiscal boundary lines of each of the neighborhood boards. And the chair, we did send out a email to all the chairs. We would like some sort of feedback by April, I think, 27th.
27th, you said.
Yeah. So if that's just something you want to think about, obviously this is sort of a cascading thing across the island. So we're not sure how it'll unfold, but this is really a good time for you to, and I know this board has been interested in that. With that said, there are a couple other things. We are looking at the neighborhood plan. That is one of our biggest responsibilities. And we have, with the great help from member Lai, we have practically completed our complaints procedure. We do have a complaints procedure, and we really did an overhaul of that. And it's just about complete. So if anyone wants to take a look at that or has any questions, I'll be happy to talk to you about it. With that said, we're also looking at the overall plan. So we're sort of methodically going through everything. If anyone has any comments or wants to add anything, please let me know. And I will say we did make some changes to the public comments portion for the board. So I'll talk to you about that afterwards. Thank you very much.
And just so you guys know here on this board, the reason I didn't put this information out about the neighborhood board lines and all that is because I got that after our agenda went in. So it'll be on the next month's meeting, okay? Yeah. All right. Anyone else wants to go up? Please come up. Thank you. State your name. 2 minutes.
Aloha Chair, aloha board members. My name is Jasmine Mankos. I'm a former member of this board and I own Proof Social Club in Chinatown. I came down today because I was hoping to gain a little bit of clarity about the noise ordinances. We have been receiving noise complaints since about the middle of November. And so far, HPD and Liquor Commission are unable to really tell me what it actually means. I can't get a straight answer on how it's being differentiated from the dozens of rehearsal spaces that are above my bar, how it's being differentiated from Scarlet or Jay Dolan's or any of the other bars, or the crowd that just, gathers on Fort Street Mall now. It's unclear where it's being measured from, if it needs to be over 80 decibels, like inside the person who's calling the noise complaints, like inside their apartment. So I was hoping to get a little bit of feedback on that because it's beginning to feel really targeted at this point. We've had noise complaints several times when we haven't had live music, DJs, anything. There was one night, there was about 8 people in the bar, including staff, and Liquor Commission and HPD both showed up. Additionally, we have been opening our window for nearly a full year, and the noise complaints just started in November. We're a queer bar. That's something that, often makes us feel like a target as well. And I would just like to kind of remind the community that having Proof in Chaplain Lane keeps the entire neighborhood much safer. I'm the only one who has cameras in like a 4-block radius. HPD calls me if a crime happens on Fort Street Mall. The alley is pitch black without the lights that I put up. We did a lot of work to clean up the alley that's perpendicular to Chaplain Lane, which was just a hot spot for drug use and public defecation and urination. We clean all that up. We've put out multiple literal dumpster fires that if we hadn't been there would have taken the building down. So if there's any insight that anyone could provide, I would appreciate it.
Jasmine, I don't know. Can he say something on this?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
No, I'm asking you.
Yeah, no, I know it, like noise laws are crazy. And you have very valid defenses. Like everything you're saying is accurate. We can talk after if you want to talk about how to defend things. Because I deal with this in my work sometimes, like with the noise complaints and how they actually attribute it to anybody. It's kind of BS, but we can talk afterwards.
Well, and then I'm going to say something real quick. Yeah. So Jasmine, I've done walk arounds your guys' areas on Saturday nights and Sunday nights. It's not coming from you guys. It's coming from Scarlett's. It's coming from people coming out from other bars and all that. It is not coming to, because I've been getting a lot of complaints, emails complaining about it coming from Proof. It's not coming from Proof. I know that. I've been doing the walks. I go out. In fact, I ran into my brother the other time. First time in 15 years I've seen my brother. Ran into him on Chinatown, clearing up the streets when the cops would have been doing that. So it's just amazing. But we'll talk later.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for saying that.
Thank you. But it's not coming from you, trust me.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Appreciate that. Anyone else have anything else to say? There's a comment. Not hearing anyone, I'm going to finish this up, please.
Where's he going? Oh, Mr. Carvalho, please.
Thank you. My name is Ernest Carvalho, and I am chair for Downtown Chinatown. I am running for State House District 28. That's it. All right. Good to have this mic back. No, I'm kidding. All right. Next, we're going to move to elected officials. Priority. Board business. Yes. Board business. Almost hit that. So 6.1 Chinatown Parade, Saturday, February 14th. We're inviting all the residents, the friends and families from this area to join us as we go ahead and walk. We meet at 3 o'clock on Richard Street at the Capitol under the Downtown Chinatown banner. The parade starts at 4:30. It's a great time. Lots of people come out for this parade. We have been doing this parade now for at least the last 4 years, since I've been chair. So please come out and join us. There'll be a flyer up on the Google. The flyers already been going around. Dan's going to print a bunch of flyers for me to take it around town. All right? Appreciate that. Anybody have any questions about this? Go ahead.
Chair, I just wanted to add on to the announcement that February 14 is the China Parade from 4 o'clock to 6:30. But on February the 13th, it's a very big evening in downtown Chinatown. You're going to have the Lions come out to greet everybody on the street. So all the streets will be having a rolling traffic.
Rolling closure.
Yeah. So you have that from 5:30 to about 8:30. And then there is also a celebration in the evening at the Chinatown Culture Plaza. And the following day, you have the Chinatown open house, which is from about 9 o'clock to about 10 o'clock at night on Ala Park and part of River and Baritania, so that everybody has a chance to bring their family and friends, go see that, eat that, and then stay for the parade.
All right. Thank you and appreciate that. And remember, everyone, this is the 50th anniversary that we're celebrating. Okay. This is 50th anniversary. Anyone else have any questions on this? No. Next, we're going to move to neighborhood board cleanup discussion. Long overdue discussion. We need to figure out when this board is going to get together to do a neighborhood cleanup. Anyone have anything to say about this? Go ahead, board member Lai.
Chair, thank you. My first question would be, do we still have access to the funds, or are they clawed back by NCO?
Okay, to answer that question straight and directly, I have the equipment. Next questions. I got the brooms, I got the whatevers, I got the vests, I got the posters, I've got everything. They gave it to me. Everything is with me as the chair. All right, go ahead, board member Shintani.
Any dates proposed yet, Ernie?
This is what the discussion is about. So we can propose dates and times. Yeah.
Maybe the week of Kuhio Day.
Of what?
The week of Kuhio Day in March.
Kuhio week? You mean Kuhio? That would be, what day would that be? March 27th, 26th?
Coming on pretty soon.
No, Kuhio Day is March 26th. But, well, that's his birthday.
Kuhio Day is March 26th.
Yeah. And that's a great suggestion to do it around that time. 28 is the Saturday? Yeah, I think Saturday is better. March. Anybody else have any suggestions? Any other suggestions on the cleanup date? Yep. All right, right now we're looking at March 28th. So what I would like to do is like everybody to think about this because I'm going to put it on the agenda on the 5th of March, okay? All right, and this way we can have a better idea as far as park locations and where we want to go and clean up, all right? But thank you, Shin County, for the date. Appreciate that. All right. We're going to go ahead and move on to elected officials. Item number 7, priority is given to elected officials or representatives that are physically present at this meeting. So we're going to start off with the first one that I saw. Where'd you go, Ms. Downs? There you go, Stephen Downs. Please come up.
Good evening. I'm Stephen Downs. I'm representing the governor's office today. We had 2 questions from the last meeting. First one regarding the trees at Kamalii Mini Park and whether the Department of Transportation could act to prevent the loss of those trees. The response is basically that the state does not have any jurisdiction over that property or the trees because it's city property. However, they are dedicated to planting at least 1,000 trees a year for native reforestation, coastal wetland restoration, and regenerative agriculture. Second question came asked was whether the governor would continue to support Maui's efforts to move short-term rentals and vacant investment properties into the local housing markets. And in the governor's State of the State speech this year, he did say he will support counties as they bring more short-term rentals into the housing market and hope to deliver at least another 10,000 new homes this way. I will entertain any questions at this time.
All right, any questions? Any questions for the governor's representative from the library? Hearing none, any questions from the governor's library, for the governor's representative from online? None? Any board members, starting with board member, Vice Chair Sean Fitzsimmons.
Hey, how you doing, Stephen? Thanks for the presentation. I guess I'm like fixated on this cruise ship thing today for some reason. I jumped the gun with Mr. Lee's presentation, but I guess it should be more directed towards you. The ban on cruise ships specifically affects Chinatown a lot more than other areas of the state economically. It's foreseeable that the economic effect would be significant for small businesses disproportionately here in our community. Accordingly, does the government have any, not the government, does the governor have any plan to create things that would offset the loss of business created by his planned prohibition of cruise ships? That's basically the question. Thanks, man.
Any other board member? Go ahead, board member Shulon Shubifo.
Thank you, Stephen. I've been asked whether the state has any money set aside for marketing Chinatown to tourists because a lot of it is like they have no publicity. They just call people, they come down to Chinatown, or maybe they're small tour group, but it's really like Hawaii tourism gets most of the bucks, but they don't promote our community like Chinatown or Pearl Ridge or anything like that. So we really need that. A little shout out for that.
All right, thank you. Any other board members have any other questions? Go ahead, board member Lai, please.
Chair, thank you, Mr. Downs. Back to the sit-lie issues we had earlier. Can you comment on if the state sheriff's office that patrols the state capitol district, are they able to enforce sit-lie violations on state capitol grounds, or is that an area where those types of laws aren't in effect? And it comes to light because there are reports on nearly every Sunday morning at the Mauka Gate of Iolani Palace, right behind the statue of the Queen. Usually it's packed with clothes and carriages and folks who are hanging out. And sometimes sheriff's patrol will come by and address the issue, but sometimes not. And didn't know if that was something that could be expected of the public? Because it looks kind of bad when there are the tours that are coming through, the Segway tours and the walking tours, and it's not the image that we always want to share for our beautiful state capital. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Any other board members? Not hearing any? We'll go ahead and move on. Thank you very much. You have a good day. Thank you, Stephen, as usual. All right, the next representative that I see that's in here, because we go here before we go on those online, I believe is Will the only one? Okay, I thought, yeah, I saw Will walk in not so long ago. Yes, sir. Go ahead, Will. You're the only other representative that's here. That's in person. But we always do in-person representatives first before we go online. All right, thank you. Will represents Council Member Tyler DeSantos.
Hey, everybody. So a couple of updates. The downtown bid is having their first board meeting this week, so that's exciting. I'll be coming back next month, hopefully with some good updates about how that's moving along. We also have been turning the wheels on the Chinatown Business Improvement District. We're still getting tax information and trying to run the numbers, figure all of that out. Other exciting stuff in Chinatown, we are working with the Downtown Arts Center to try to activate some of the empty storefronts in Chinatown, getting some artistic displays going, just kind of fill those empty spaces, making the neighborhood feel a little more vital. I saw Proof Socials here. Chaplain Lane is coming up for a third reading vote, so hopefully we'll have a new pedestrian mall not too long from now. And I'll give you my card too, because I'm sure Tyler would love to help with the issues you were talking about as well. Let's see, what else? We have Bill 10 in the works as well. That's meant to simplify the process to lease city properties. Given that 40% of the properties in Chinatown are city properties, a lot of them are vacant. We're trying to streamline that process, make it easier for folks to do. Other than that, I can take any questions.
All right, thank you. Anyone in our library have any questions for our city council's representative? Well, go ahead. Please come up and state your name. Please keep it brief to 1 minute.
Thank you. My name is Kevin McDonald. I am going to ask this of the mayor's representative online as well, but I need to ask what's happening to improve the roads here in Honolulu. We pay the highest taxes in the country for our roads, our taxes on gasoline, our taxes for vehicle registration, and the other taxes that go to the roads. And we have the worst roads in the country. I've asked Representative Lai to put up 3 articles. These are articles from national magazines that have ranked our roads, and we have they're from last year, and they rank us second, third, and worst in the country, despite us paying the highest taxes for our road upkeep. We have man-made potholes where our manhole covers are. They can be 2 to 3 inches above or below the surface of the road. We have potholes everywhere. We have Dillingham Boulevard, which is unexcusable. Our road, I mean, in the country, all of our roads. I asked this when I was on the board last year, and the representative said, well, which roads are you talking about? It would take less time to name the roads that are suitable than it would the roads that are not. So what is city councilman planning to do to improve our roads, which is one of the main jobs of government? I mean, all the things that you said he was working on are very nice, lovely. Everybody gets a puppy kind of stuff. But we do our roads, and that's important. What is he doing to solve that situation? All right, thank you. Before you go any further, everyone that heard that from the city and everybody down, because there's no reason for anyone to come up and repeat the same thing 3 times to 3 different times. So I hope you guys heard that, because he's going to ask you folks to answer that question. Okay? Thank you. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's a fair question. Our office does a lot of very specific stuff. So if you contact us, say, hey, there's a pothole at the corner of Baratania and Smith, We can put in a request to the city. Not all the roads are city roads. Some of them are state, some of them are federally managed. But yeah, we try to get more granular for the road stuff. So if there are problem areas, we can definitely help you out with that. I'd encourage you to reach out to the office, but I'll take those concerns back to the council member as well.
All right, thank you. Anyone else from the library? Anyone online? All right, we'll go to the board members. Any board members here? Not hearing any? Go ahead, board member Lai. You have 1 minute.
Chair, thank you. Will, two things today. As you know, there's a lot of concern in our community about the destruction of the greenery at Kamali'i Mini Park. I talked to 3 council member offices today trying to find if there was any active bill about progress on that project. If you don't know it offhand, can you perhaps let us know so we can know what to track and when to show up and when to provide testimony for this very important issue for our community? Because we would like to preserve the green space and hope that the council member understands that. Secondly, another thing that was mentioned before was this issue with the roosters and the noise in our area. Is there any thought of the city council having a type of complementary bill to House Bill 980 about the feral rooster removal, eradication, if you will? Because I think that'd be helpful, maybe to be a fast track compared to what the legislature might be, but it is getting pretty miserable living downtown with the 4 roosters echoing across all the buildings. Thank you.
For the first question, I'm not aware of anything in the city council right now. I know that it will have to come through city council for approval. And of course, I'll keep you guys posted on that. But you're all pretty plugged in too, so I'm sure you'll be aware of it. The second one, we get a lot of complaints like that. I'll take those concerns to him. And if there's a companion legislation we can do with the city that would help that problem, I'm sure Tyler would be open to it.
All right, thank you. Next, we have our Vice Chair, Sean Fitzsimmons, please.
Hey, thanks for the presentation. I just want to piggyback on what Kevin was just mentioning regarding Kamali'i Mini Park. And I guess one question I have would be, do you guys ever think about like the gridlock that's going to occur if the development goes through with Kamali'i Mini Park? Because at the same time, the rail would be being developed on Nimitz. So collectively, there's these 2 ridiculously huge construction projects that create choke points to enter into downtown and Chinatown. Was that ever discussed as a reason not to develop Kamali'i Mini Park? Thanks.
We've definitely heard those complaints, but city council hasn't really played a role in these discussions, but we are aware of those concerns. And I think when it comes to city council, that'll definitely be one of the things that's talked about the most.
Yeah, so it hasn't even come that far. That's the point. There has been no bill to come up to it and no reading at this point. So, all right, next we're going to go with Shilon Sherbert Kwok, please.
Thank you, Will. My concern is the rail station, the Holau station in Chinatown. We are hoping that maybe the city council can reach hard and tell them to extend the bike ramp wider enough so that wheelchairs can go up. Because right now they only plan for bicycle and not handicapped people.
Oh, wow.
So if they, in fact, Laurie told me it's all done. And I think it's a disservice to the handicapped community and the mothers with strollers.
Yeah.
They cannot come down in case of no electricity because it's going to be 1 stairs and 1 elevator. So I think for our safety, if we can expand that bicycle ramp to go all the way up to the 3rd floor, that will be a great service to our community. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll definitely talk to the council member about it. And, he fought hard for that escalator. We didn't get it, but.
All right, thank you. Any other board members? All right, not hearing. Go ahead, please.
I have
1
a
minute.
question, but I don't know if it's going to be directed at you. We need more bathrooms downtown. It's coming?
Yes, it's coming.
Okay, thank you.
All
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
It's on the way.
All right, thank you very much, Will. And
thanks, everyone.
48 hours at least before, because I'm busy working.
Okay.
Thank you. All right. You can go up to the mic.
Her question was about the location of the bathrooms. The one that is currently in the works is across from Mauna Kea Marketplace.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's first one. That's first amendment. So we're
Hopefully
going
the
one
first
step at a time.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Because we've been asking for bathrooms for generations.
On the
All right.
on the Pauahi side, by the way.
Okay. All right. Thank you. We do appreciate it. Will, you have a good day. We'll see you next month. All right. Is there any other representatives in the library? I'm not seeing any, so we're going to go back to the top of the list. Congressman Ed Case representative, are you here today?
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman, members of the board, Nestor Garcia here. My first time appearing before your board, Mr. Chairman. So I'll be here as the representative from the Congressman's office for your board meetings in the future. And I will make my attempt to appear in person at the library at future board meetings. Sir, the Congressman's first quarter neighborhood report is in the chat. I'll go over some of the highlights. He talks about his work for the last year. He talks about his work on the House Appropriations Committee. That is the committee that funds the federal government. For those who have been following events on Capitol Hill, you'll know that 5 more appropriations funding bills were approved last week. That makes 11 so far. We have 1 more left. Hopefully we'll be able to solve funding for the Department of Homeland Security and the concerns regarding the Immigration and Customs Enforcement Office by February 13th. That is the deadline to solve funding for that particular department. Mr. Chairman, he did have 6 in-person town halls or talk stories as they were last week. He is going to have another public session. This is his annual session that's going to be held at the state capitol on February 18th, on the morning of February 18th at the state capitol auditorium. It starts at 9 o'clock. For those who are interested in how to acquire and to access federal funding, this is a very important session with the congressman as he will go over how policymakers, their staffers, as well as businesses, nonprofits, anyone who has an interest in acquiring federal funding can appear at this workshop on February 18th. And finally, I want to talk about what else is happening what else appears on his first neighborhood board report. These are Service Academy nominations. Each member of Congress, senators, and representatives can nominate young men and women to one of 4 of our service academies. He nominated 30 applicants last year, and we've gotten word that 3 of those 30 applicants have been accepted by their respective service academies. 2 have been offered to appear before the Naval Academy in Annapolis, and 1 will be accepted to the Air Force Academy in Colorado. That's Mr. Chairman. Open to any questions from the board members or to the audience.
All right. Thank you. We're going to start. Anyone in our library have any questions for Congressman Ed Case, Representative Nestor Garcia? Not seeing anyone in the library. Anyone online? I'm not seeing anyone online. We'll go to the board. Any board members, please? Anyone on board? Go ahead. We're going to go ahead with our Vice Chair, Sean Fitzsimmons, please.
Just a real quick question. Thanks for showing up and saying hi to us. I guess like the one question I have is that I remember Ed Case was in the news because he broke from the Brian Schatz and Mazie Hirono's condemnation of like aggressive enforcement of immigration policies in Hawaii. And I was wondering, you know, what exactly is his position on that, given that he's kind of like the one guy that's kind of broke ranks with the elected officials from our state. Thank you.
Well, yeah, thank you for the question, Vice Chair. He may not be as emphatic as the other 2 members of the congressional delegation, but a couple of points. He did vote against the funding of the Homeland Security appropriations measure, last week. And he is in line with the Democratic leadership in both the House and the Senate on the conditions by which the Democrats will accept funding for Homeland Security. Those are several number of conditions that he would like the administration to adopt. For instance, masking of the ICE agents, judicial warrants before they enter somebody's home, so-called roving patrols. I guess they did already agree, the department, to have the agents wear body cameras. So he is in line with the rest of the delegation when it comes to the conditions by which the Democrats will accept funding for Homeland Security. Again, that is the deadline, February 13th, to come up with some kind of agreement between the House and the Senate.
All right. Thank you very much. Any other board members have any questions? All right, not seeing none. Mr. Nestor Garcia, you can look up
Chairman.
my email at honolulu.gov. Send me an email so I can have your email personally so I can go ahead and send you some messages. All right, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you. You're welcome. You have a good day. Hope to see you next month.
Yes.
Thank you. All right, that's great. That's the first time we had the congressman's representative. I appreciate that. Thank you. All right, next up, we're going to have Mayor Rick Blangiotti's representative. Ian, are you here?
Yes, sir. Chair, I'm here. Can you hear me okay?
I can. Thank you.
And I think we figured out the challenge. So like, as you expressed in the essence of time, our report is uploaded to the Google Drive. So you guys do have access to that. So pending just a couple announcements real quick. Ocean Safety promoted their first new deputy chief this month. And we have some Kahuku District Park proposed reservations and is celebrating Black History Month. And the Honolulu Fire Department celebrates 175 years of service. But other than that, questions from the last meeting are uploaded to your Google Drive for public view. And I've heard the other questions from the other board members as well as the community that are pertaining to the mayor's rep. So we will make note of those and get back to you on the next meeting. So I'm available for any questions.
All right, thank you. Anyone from our library that have any questions? All right, anyone from, all right, so if you're going to ask the same question, he just said that he already took your question and he will get back to the question. Huh? He says he's going to respond back. Yeah. So you're going to ask the same question that you just asked, and you're going to ask it 3 times. I'm going to, technically, I should allow you to do that. I agree. But if you ask one question to anyone, ask it one time so that you don't have to come up 3 times and ask the same question. I will give you 2 minutes.
Thank you, Chair. I appreciate the opportunity because the mayor is just as responsible for our roads, the city and county roads. So,
Right, and I understand that. When you asked that question the first time, I asked everybody to listen on that so that we don't have to repeat it and repeat it again. So there's no reason that anyone should have to repeat something, the same thing 3 times when they're all listening to it and they're taking notes. That's all I'm trying to say. It's a time way to keep time down and manage time. We understand it. You already said you're going to say it to them all.
I appreciate that. But I do want to ask what the mayor is doing to improve our roads, as they are the worst in the country. I know I did ask the city councilman before, but I believe that our elected representatives have a responsibility to respond to this board and the community here in this forum. And so I would ask that both, we had the city councilman's representative respond, and he said, well, if you see a pothole, then you can call the hotline and get the pothole. But there's so many potholes, it's ridiculous. We have roads with speed bumps on them, and that's the only place you can go fast is where the speed bumps are, because it's the only place on the road that doesn't have a pothole. So I would ask the mayor to respond, and not to say, well, I'll look into it or whatever, but to come back to this board and say and address my question next month. He should have an answer, and the city councilman should have an answer as well, how they are going to improve our roads, as they are the worst in the country, and we pay more than any other state. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. You have a good day.
Thank you, Chair. May I just comment again? The city pothole.
Yes, you may. Yes, you may, sir.
The city pothole line, again, for anybody listening or out there, is again 808-768-7777. So there is a city pothole line, but again, we will take his question. We'll bring it to our staff and we will get back and answer for the next meeting. Thank you, Chair.
All right, thank you very much. Any other questions? Go ahead, board member Shulan Shubikwa.
Ian, thank you so much. 1, safety on the sidewalk. The address is 1027 Monarchia Street. Is a very deep, dangerous cutout for handicap, which slides. So would like you guys to look at it. It's 1027 Monarchia Street. in front of the Sancheong Bakery. Okay?
Okay, yep, we will take care of that. We'll look at it and we'll get back to you folks.
All right, thank you very much. Any other board member have any questions? Go ahead, Board Member Dan Masters.
Thanks, Chair. Ian, I just had a quick question. I didn't get a chance to see your upload, but just in follow-up to the vehicle accidents at Smith and Hotel, was just curious if you had any updates on root cause or, any plans subsequent to that.
Our Department of Transportation is investigating the request for updating signs in the area, and Department of Facility Maintenance is working on replacing the missing signs as well as any type of faded pavement markings. So that's the status as of right now. If you do have further questions in regards to that, I can give you, it's listed in there. The Department of Facility Maintenance number is 808-768-3622.
All right, thank you. Any other board members with any questions? Go ahead, Board Member Lai, please.
Sure. Thank you, Ian. Just a follow up about the roosters. The city does have on its website the ability to contact one of the contractors to have a subsidized chicken cage or rooster cage provided. Do you know, though, logistically how that works? Are there a certain number of cages that provider has, and only after one becomes free, then the next person on the list can have access to that type of a chicken cage to try to remove these noisy roosters? Just wondering, what kind of help people in the community, some of who I must say have actually expressed interest in trying to contact to get those cages, and that's very encouraging. I just hope that it won't be a dead end once they try to do that.
No, thank you for the question. I don't have an exact answer, but I did actually have a conversation with somebody just last week about this. And there is more than one, and it depends on if it's on city property versus private property and all of that. But if they do run into a problem, please let us know. But I will try and follow up to get you better on the logistics of it for the next meeting.
All right, thank you. Any other board members? All right, Ian, seeing none, I'm going to close it out real quick, and I promise not to be like my niece, the princess, Kevin. Okay, so I do want to seriously talk, stress. I do seriously want to stress the fact that I don't know if I live in an urban city anymore or if I live in a farm, because technically at 2 o'clock in the morning, these roosters don't know even how to tell time. They're just cock-a-doodle-doing all night long, and you cannot sleep. I mean, they're louder than the music. They're louder than anything else. It's getting ridiculous. I mean, we need to do something because, like I said, I live in downtown Chinatown, urban. I know that. I hear the police, the ambulance, and everybody coming around. But now I hear the chickens, the roosters going off all night long, and they cannot tell time. So please help us out here in this area, because I agree with Kevin and all the rest of our people. Thank you very much. Just wanted to end it on the laughter. Thank you. All right. All right. Thank you. You have a good day. All right. Next, we're going to move on to State Senator Carl Rhodes Representative 7.5. Are you here tonight?
Hi, yes, I am.
Okay, go ahead.
Hi, everyone. I'm Helena Belchin. I'm representing Senator Rhodes. In his report, he has a $5 million in capital improvement program funds that has been released to the finance construction at Honolulu Harbor to harden the existing faculties that protect them from severe weather events. Following, he has the AARP Hawaii that is sponsoring free seminar on how to stop fraud before it starts. It will outline practical steps to make outsmart scammers in the age of artificial intelligence and cryptocurrency. The seminar is going to be on Monday, February 23rd from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m. at the Japanese Cultural Center of Hawaii, and that's located at 2454 South Beretania Street. And a free continental breakfast will be provided. However, registration is required, and you can call toll-free at 1-877-926-8300. And he also has the Executive Office of Early Learning, which has a new resource called First 5 Hawaii. The website helps families across all islands identify resources and programs they may be eligible for, and it streamlines across all the programs. The services include early learning, health and safety, food and nutrition, special needs and early intervention, parenting and family and housing support, and you can find all their information at First 5 Hawaii. He had also sent a letter to Mayor
Giardi.
Blangiardi, expressing his opposition to the city's proposed development of the Kamali'i Mini Park, and his response of the Deputy of Parks and Recreation has stated that the park is not suitable for a park for recreational activities, and more suitable use for the parcel has yet to be determined. The Hawaii Energy and the State's Energy Convention Program has been launched in the Appliance Trade-Up Program to help Honolulu residents lower energy use and manage rising electricities by replacing older inefficient appliances. The program is available to residents living within the zip codes of 96817 and 96819, including Chinatown, Kalihi, Liliha, Nu'uanu. And the eligible residents can trade in working refrigerator, freezer for a new energy efficient Energy Star model for as low as $250. And then the deadline to apply is April 15th of 2026. If you guys have any questions, feel free to call the office at 808-586-6130. And then if you guys do have any concerns, you can email Senator Rose at sendrhodes@hawaii.gov. Thank you.
All right, everybody, thank you very much. Thank you. Where'd you go? Please stay there. Is there anyone in our audience in the library who has any words for the senator's representative? Nope. Anyone online? Nope. Go ahead, Kevin. Board Member Kevin Lai.
Chair, thank you. Ms. Beltran, thank you for joining us tonight and making your way through all those tricky words. But I want to thank you and thank the senator especially for sharing with the public the letter that he received from Director Laura Thielen from Parks and Rec about Kamali'i Mini Park. And I just want the public to know that in the letter, it says that the parcel is not safe or suitable for a park or for recreation activities. And I say that's completely bogus. It was a park for over 30 years. And maybe that opinion comes because there's very little effort being put towards making that park and letting it fulfill its potential. So again, just thank you to you and the senator for bringing that to our attention so we know what the attitudes are, Honolulu Hale, et cetera. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Board Member Lai. I appreciate that one. Any other board members have anything to say? All right. Not hearing anything. I'm going to also end this myself. I want to thank the senator very personally for sending me that letter. I also agree that it's bogus. This park has been there forever. And if I have to bring back and threaten you, them with my niece, the princess, which we all had a good time on that one, remember? But I'll bring her back because she's going to go over that, about the Hawaiianness of it and how the bones and the Evie are there. So anyway, but thank you guys very much. Tell the senator we miss him and he needs to come back here and see us more often. Thank you.
Thank you. Everyone have a good night.
All right, aloha. Next, we're going to go to 7.6. Kim Coco. Go ahead, Representative Iwamoto.
Yeah, thank you so much for letting me join you tonight. I also want to thank the ACLU of Hawaii for their great presentation. As many of you know, that this issue is close to home for me, given that my mother was rounded up when she was 5 years old by federal agents, and she was detained for 3 years. So I, as well as many other representatives and senators, have put forward legislation bills that specifically address ICE overreach and offering safeguards. I know in the bill that I submitted, which is not yet scheduled for a hearing, but I'm hoping, I have spoken to some chairs about some of the elements that are in my bill. As ACLU mentioned, obviously sensitive places, that's an important safeguard. No secret police. So no masking and making sure everyone's identified, including their vehicles. They also the issue of warrants and making sure that we have judicial warrants and that there isn't the pretense that the warrant is anything other than an administrative warrant, which may not have the same effect or power or authority as a judicial warrant. Secondly, ACLU mentioned the police, that they would like to see the police not cooperating or becoming deputized by ICE. I actually want to go further and ask our local law enforcement as well as our state law enforcement to serve as legal observers. Since we can't force ICE to wear body cams or turn on their body cams, I would like to see our local law enforcement turn on their body cams and actually record ICE's interactions with the community, make sure they are not violating our citizens' due process or abusing their power. So that goes a little bit further than I think what the ACLU mentioned. Again, you know, a lot of us are speaking about different elements to include, and I want to thank Senator Rhodes. I believe his version of an ICE bill also includes the police serving as legal observers, which would be really helpful. I also want to share with you that I wrote a bill that would that created a pathway to have free bus transportation across the state by increasing fuel tax by just 5 cents per gallon on gasoline, but that a little bit amount of additional per gallon would actually go such a long way to making buses free. And other jurisdictions that have done this have seen a 60% increase in ridership, which obviously means less individual cars on the road, which means less traffic, which possibly, hopefully would mean less getting stuck in traffic and less idling your car and wasting less gas. So hopefully that little 5 cents per gallon more will actually turn out to be a greater savings because there'll be less cars. That's the theory. Also, given the corruption that's still in the media regarding the legislature, I did introduce a failure to report bribery bill. Hawaii, although we have bribery laws, we don't have any mandate on public servants to report incidences of bribery, whether they witness bribery happening, attempted bribery happening, whether they're a target of bribery. Right now, there's no mandate to report, and other jurisdictions do have that mandate. So those are some of them, and I'm going to leave the rest of the time open for questions.
All right, thank you. Anyone in our library have any questions for Representative Iwamoto? Please come up to the microphone, please.
Hi, Patrick Smith here. I want to thank you for your bill regarding the subsidies for bus fare. However, I would note that there's a lot of concern, especially in my area, which is Nu'uanu, about the reduction of bus service. And, you know, the concern might be if you make it free, then it might lead to the city reducing bus service. So maybe when it comes up for amendment, you might consider not making it free, but make it more widely available is also a target. Thank you very much.
Can I respond, Chair?
All right, please come up. Sir, please come up. Oh, where did it go? Are you responding, Representative Iwamoto?
Oh, yeah, thank you so much for allowing me to respond to that inquiry. So yes, I mean, so the benefits of doing a free bus, right, is that hopefully people can board the bus now through 2 doors, not just the front door. So it'll speed up buses moving through traffic. It will hopefully speed up buses just moving through, and it also be less distracting for bus drivers to not have to wait and check to see if people have the right bus pass, if their bus pass is valid, etc. So I'm hoping there'll be a lot of benefits, and of course things can be tweaked as we move. Hopefully, if it passes and it moves forward, then we can work out some of the issues that you mentioned. Hopefully, the bill, if it does pass, it will have restrictions on reducing the kinds of making the cuts that you're referring to.
Thank you. Next up, please.
Hey, thank you, Chair and Board and Representative Iwamoto. And thanks, Representative, for pointing out there are other versions of the ICE-related bills to protect rights of folks here. The one that you mentioned regarding Senator Rhodes' bill, you didn't mention a bill number for that might be helpful too, but also, the way bills move, there could be a vehicle that's a different bill and then take a concept from one bill and amend it, make it, the vehicle for all those good ideas. And I really want to stress, I agree with you that local police serving with an active camera as legal observers in that role would be really, really important given what we've seen in Minnesota and elsewhere, if you want to add to that. But I want to thank you for that, that point. Thank you.
All right, and thank you. And Representative Iwamoto, please go ahead and respond. I'm going to ask that we keep it brief and to the point. I understand that's how Kanaka, I like to speak and speak and speak and speak.
Yes. So the main thing, so I did not mention my bill number or Senator Rhodes' bill number or the many others, because what's really I think is important is you contact your legislators, your senators. I mean, I know it's me, Rhodes, but if anyone listening, if they have others, then you just kind of just bullet point all the important parts of the ICE safeguard bill that you want to see and make sure it gets in there. Again, we're not attached to whose bill gets passed. It's more of making sure it has all the elements that we need.
Thank you. Anyone else in our audience? Not hearing any? We're going to go ahead and now move to our video. Anyone online?
I have a question if no one else
Roberta,
does.
go ahead, Roberta.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Representative Iwamoto. One of the things I did want to say is thank you so much for having a legal observer as part of legislation that you're pushing forward for police. I think it is very important and very critical, especially given that we haven't seen the rise as it has been in other states. So being actively proactive and prepared is helpful and beneficial. I also want to know, is there any legislation being considered or pursued similar to what's being enacted in Chicago with the ability to sue ICE over these constitutional violations?
I didn't see any of those bills here in Hawaii, but maybe some of these bills could be amended to include that element. So definitely in your communications with the committee chairs, please do include that as well.
Okay, thank you so much.
All right, thank you. Anyone else online? Not seeing any board members. Board member live.
Chair, thank you. Thank you, Rep. Iwamoto. You may recall my See a Rooster, Eat a Rooster campaign in Chinatown from a few years ago. But I wonder if you can now pledge support for 2025 House Bill 980 relating to animals. I regret I don't know the status of the bill now or its committee or whatnot, but please, we need help. I think we've heard enough about the roosters tonight, but they are just going to keep multiplying. Secondly, an important issue as well is House Bill 850 from last year, which in part dealt with the amount of time that condominium associations have to respond to voting. There are a lot of important issues that are coming up, at least in Honolulu, as organizations are faced with important multi-million-dollar decisions about sprinkler systems and otherwise. But with a limit of only 60 days to receive all the necessary votes once an indication that a ballot is being proffered, That's a little too short, especially for large organizations that have many owners that live off site and in other states even. So please, if you can help us resurrect that bill if it comes in your direction. And lastly, candidly, I just am curious, how did you feel about the reaction in the chamber to your initial comments made during the legislature opening day just a few weeks ago? It seemed like
Winding it down, please.
they went to a quick recess, and I just wondered how you felt about that. Thank you.
Thank you, Board Member Lai.
Thank you. So I will be supporting the chicken bill or the rooster bill. I'll vote up on that. And you asked about the condominium. Yes, I definitely am a supporter of condo owners and supporting their consumer protections. I don't know if this bill is going to get resurrected, but if it does, it seems like a legitimate concern. That enough time to get. And then your final inquiry about how I felt about it. I expected it. Quite frankly, it's customary that I be cut off. And I have other opportunities to be heard, such as my social media posts, where was able to give my full speech, and I've been getting a lot of feedback, a lot of support. So thank you so much for bringing that up.
All right, thank you. Any other board members here tonight? Go ahead. Huh? All right, so one more time. I've never seen you here before, so I'm gonna let you slide on this one. Yeah. When I ask the library, anybody in the library, that's the time to speak. Okay. Then I go this way. Then the board ends it up. Go ahead. Go to the microphone, please. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you for having me here.
Your name first.
Dondre Richards. I'm a Chinatown resident. Thanks. Regarding House Bill 980, which is allowing feral chickens to be killed by other residents, I heard Representative Umoda said that she was in support. I just want to ask that you please reconsider. I think that giving residents carte blanche to kill animals is something that can have unintended consequences. Just like hunting is like a thing that people do, right? There's cultural things as well that tie into that, but allowing folks, just anybody, to be able to just kill a chicken just because noise or it's in its way or something like that, you know what I mean? It's like I say, it's something that could backfire. Who's going to clean up after these things are killed, disposed of, wasted, whatever the case may be? Are people trained to actually, you know what I mean? Like, just things to consider.
Thank you. Thank you very
She'll
much.
answer that question for you. Go ahead. She's going to answer the question for you.
Thank you very much. I hear you requesting that I do look at it carefully and have deeper consideration, and I appreciate that. And I will consider it deeply, and I will perhaps offer an amendment that maybe the first option should be capture and release into the countryside. But yeah, I mean, I do recognize that there are a lot of different kinds of birds that do end up being killed on the streets, that do end up getting run over. They do, and I don't know if that's a natural death, but it does look like there's birds that are killed all the time by human intervention, including glass windows. So.
All right, thank you. Can you do me a favor? Can you go ahead and follow up on this for the young men for next month and bring us a more comprehensive report for the young men? Thank you. Appreciate it. All right. Thank you. That's done. Senator Umoto, thank you very much. Nicole. Okay. So, Nicole, you know me because you know how I'm about time. Remember, go ahead, finish it up. because I usually end everything on this. Okay, go ahead.
Rep. Iwamoto, I wanted to say that I do appreciate you supporting efforts to make buses more accessible. I do also want to levy a bit of concern about bus service being able to, under those guidelines, being able to continue to be having our bus routes continue to be maintained and expanded upon. So, because I do know there are cases where free bus has also led to a decrease in service in certain areas, and I want our bus to continue to be, the award-winning bus service that it was, back in the since the 90s. 70s.
I agree. I feel I really strongly support rapid, comprehensive bus service and access. So thank you for that.
Okay. All right. So we still have more for you. It's not goodbye like I thought it was goodbye. No, I'm kidding. Go ahead. We have Vice Chair Sean Fitzsimmons, please.
Thank you. Thank you, Kim, for being here. I guess I have one question. I support like your advocacy to protect our community against ICE generally. I think when you try to call for HPD to police ICE, I think that may have detrimental consequences within our specific neighborhood. At the beginning of our meeting, the HPD representative mentioned we only had 6 patrol officers. And so if they're busy policing ICE, that would leave the community lacking. So I urge you to think about that as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I understand what you're saying. So normally what happens is ICE will let local law enforcement know that they're conducting operations. So it can be as targeted as, okay, well, we're going to be there to watch. Given what we've seen and what's been shown on social media, and thank God that we have all of these cameras now everywhere in people's hands, but I just fear for the safety of the public. And if police are there to prevent crimes and to protect citizens, given the rate of abuse that's happened under ICE's authority, I think it does make sense that we do what we need to do to make sure that the public is safe. So I'd rather have police monitoring ICE abuse and keeping the public safe than police making sure somebody's not graffitiing, under a bridge, for instance. I feel like we need to weigh the seriousness of the potential risk and danger to the community.
All right. Thank you. Is there anyone else that wants to speak before I say my final good nights to Board Representative Iwamoto? All right, Iwamoto, me, you're going to have, especially me, not going to have to work on our way we speak so much. All right, I love you. You take care. Have a good night. Bye-bye. All right, next we're going to have 7.7, State House District 28, Daniel Hope. Is your representative here today? Nope. Okay, now we're going to move on to 8, and these are 3 minutes and no more than 3 minutes. Anything that puts us over that means we will not make it to the approval of minutes, okay? 8, monthly reports. 8.1, I see Iris is already up. Hello, Iris.
My 3 minutes. Okay, so 2026, we have our 2026 poetry and poster contest. Poster is up for grades K through 6. The poetry is for grades 7 through 12. This year's theme is Everyday Conservation. So deadline to enter is February 27th. So for more information, go to boardofwatersupply.com/WCW contest. And a second notice is Kai Vai Wednesday, Instagram contests. So if you're ready for a quick conservation challenge, so go to the Board of Water Supplies, our Instagram, that's at BWS Honolulu. So on February 4th, yesterday, but there's one coming up February 11th at noon for water conservation trivia. And you may win a 35-gallon rain barrel and some BWS swag bag. So again, go to boardofwatersupply.com/Kawai, Kawai. Okay. So I just passed out to everyone. This was the other month's announcement. We're doubling up on our toilet, Energy Star clothes washer, and our smart water monitor rebates. So we got double the money because ENV is participating with the Board of Water Supply. So I'll send this to post on the Google Drive too. I forgot to send it. And I have for the audience here, but yeah, it's a $200 rebate for the toilet, $150 for the clothes washer, and $400 for the smart water monitor. Okay, and I had the follow-ups from the other month. Okay, so I had 3 questions. Resident Mr. Smith here, he asked, is there anything that BWS does, like smart metering, to actively show the residents the use of your water instantaneously in real time so that you can see your water loss if there's any water loss where it's occurring? So we don't currently provide real-time water usage monitoring. Single-family customers can purchase that Water Smart Monitor, which has that rebate, and you can attach it to your home's property line. It provides real-time water usage data and alert you if you have a potential leak. And in some cases, it can automatically shut off your water if there's a major leak. So like I said, there's a $400 rebate if it qualifies. Make sure you buy the right one. We offer customers access to Water Smart, which is an online tool that gives insight to how much water you use over time, compares usage with customers of similar size households, alerts you of high or unusual water usage, and go to boardofwatersupply.com/watersmart to sign up for that customer service access to your online tool. The second question, there's 3 questions. Princess Oshana asked last month, the other month, why does the water at her residence in Nu'uanu, 96787, taste bad as compared to the good water she had when she lived in Papakolea? So does the lead pipes in her building cause the bad taste? So the water source serving Nu'uanu above Bates Street is generally the same as the Papakolea area. So the taste differences are often caused by the building's internal plumbing and how long your water sits in your pipe or if there's low water usage. So the bad taste doesn't necessarily mean lead is present, but lead typically cannot be detected by taste. So a simple test to run is to run your faucet closest to the Board of Water's meter and then compare the taste of the water inside the unit after that. So if it tastes better, then the issue is most likely within the building. So taste it closest to the meter, and then if not, the one in the house has a different taste, it's probably the stuff in the house, the piping in the house or your resident. Okay, and the third question, okay, so Mr. Isukane asked, he had heard that and appreciated the recent presentation by Ernie, our manager, of the anniversary of the Red Hills spill, which there was thousands of gallons of fuel and carcinogens and we have installation of our wells and treatment facilities. So he asked what the estimated cost was for the Board of Water to protect the water, and what's the amount we're going to get back from the feds, and probably will not be enough. But I have to report, while we appreciate the board's interest in the Red Hill case, actually there's a pending district case at the District Court of Hawaii. It's a Honorable Leslie Kobayashi. So because of this litigation now, we can't actually give out that kind of information. So, but we are looking into that. So I just wanted to let you know. Okay, that was it. I tried to speak
So I'm
fast.
going to ask the first one and the last one. First one is that question that Board Member Isukani spoke about. Which spill was he talking about? Was he talking about the recent spill or the spill that happened back in 12? Because that one released like over 14, 25, 12 million gallons.
Many gallons.
Yeah, because I remember because we've been doing that because I sit with the Environmental Caucus for the Democratic
Yeah.
Party on this one. Yeah.
So I'm not sure which one he's asking about, but it looks like we're answering the one for the big spill.
That would be
Yeah.
the one back in 2012
Yeah.
then.
Yeah. So, okay.
All right.
That was it for the
Thank you.
questions.
Anyone have any questions for the Board of Water Supply, Iris? Nope. Anyone online? Nope. All right, go ahead, Board Member Lai.
Chair, thank you. Quickly, Ms. Oda, question about asset management for BWS. There was a Board of Water Supply branded tow behind generator that was left on overnight on Saturday, the 27th of December into the morning of the 28th. And this was right at the end of the Honolulu City lights. This thing was on. It was powering two giant Klieg lights, which were pointed at the sidewalk, which was perfectly illuminated by the sun. I called the Board of Water Supply hotline. I was transferred to two different people. They didn't know what was going on. I don't know if you could figure out why that happened, because it was wasting gas and exhaust and everything like that. And even worse than that, the fire extinguisher had been stolen from the generator in the socket that it was needed. So maybe it was old, maybe it was out purpose to another department, because it didn't look like it should have been a Board of Water Supply, anything there. So maybe that will show up. Secondly, can you follow up on a call that was made on Citizen Patrol on 13 January 2026 about a leak that happened at 50 North King Street, right above the sidewalk? There was water coming down through 3 light fixture sockets onto the sidewalk from the residences that were perhaps above the dress store right around that address. Not sure what happened with that.
So water was coming down from the 3 light fixtures.
Yes.
Is what you're saying. Okay.
Yes, onto the
Yes,
sidewalk.
and it was called on the 13th of January.
13 January.
Okay. And what's the status of that phone or whatever phone call?
Thank you.
And can I go back real fast? The asset management was on 12/27 to the 28th, and it was a Board of Water Supply generator, you're saying, and it had a logo on top, the Board of Water. Okay, thank you.
All right, do we have anyone else have any questions for Iris? All right, Iris, I'll see you now. I'll see you
Happy New Year.
next month.
Yes.
All right, thank you. Nice seeing you, Iris. All right, next up, we have the Honolulu Authority for Rapid Transit. Hart, 3 minutes. Hart, go ahead.
Good evening, everyone. Just very quickly, the one thing I wanted to share is our quarterly newsletter, which I sent to the board and also included in the chat. So please take a look through that. It has some great updates on Hart's progress through the 3rd segment of the project. But that's all I wanted to share, and I'm available for any questions. Thank you.
All right, anyone have any questions for Harry Cho from our library? No? Anyone online? No. Any board members have any questions? Shalom, did you raise your hand? No. So Harry, no one has any questions for you. Mr. McDonald had just left them. So you know how he always asks you questions. So I guess he couldn't wait any longer. But anyway, thank you. I'll see you next month. I've already posted all your things on Google. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right. All right. Next, we have Chinatown Improvement District. Lee Stack. Are you here? She's not here, yeah? All right. I don't see Miss Stack here. That's 8.3. Next, we have Chinatown Business Community Association, CBCA. Shulan Schubert-Kwok, please.
Thank you so much. Very quickly, we had our meeting in January and was addressing the Chinatown safety team, security team, and how we have helped improve sidewalk clearance. And also police have been actively helping to keep the streets and also arrest people who are really out of line. We had a couple of petty theft, and these robbers were arrested. So we hope that with that kind of message going out, we'll have a safer month this month, and celebrating Chinese New Year, and bringing more people to Chinatown. And I have to say that we have a better improvement on the business climate. Most shops are open and occupied. So of course, we also have more homeless folks coming to Chinatown. And we hope that with the efforts of MH3, we can be, providing service to these people to get treatment or to get medical help. And our next meeting is next Tuesday on the 10th of February. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Anyone in the library have any questions for Shulan Shubert from CBCA? None here, none. Anyone online have any questions for Shulan Shubert from CBCA? Not hearing any. Thank you. Any board members? Nope. All right. Thank you, Shulan Shubert Kwok. You have a good day. Good evening. All right. Next, we have Neighborhood Citizens Patrol, Kevin Lai.
Chair, thank you. Ultra short tonight because we've already talked about through our discussions a lot of the things that the neighborhood citizen patrol has found, including the weird waterfall on the sidewalk. But again, this is an opportunity to encourage everyone to join us next Tuesday night, as it is the second Tuesday night of every month, for a walk around our district. We'll hit one of our 4 quadrants for about an hour starting at 7 p.m. If you want to join us at the entrance to the Diamond Head Tower of Kukui Plaza at 55 South Kukui Street. Bring a friend, bring your family, bring a camera. We'll go out and find some things that we need to report back to our representatives here. And it's very productive. And just having that presence out in the community is important as well. Thank you.
Anyone in our library have any questions for Kevin Lai from the Neighborhood Citizens Patrol? Anyone online? Any board members? Nope, not hearing any. We'll go ahead and move on to 9.1, approval of regular minutes. Written summary for video record Thursday, December 4th, 2025. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 people, so we have quorum. So, okay. Anyone? Any discussions? Go ahead, Board Member Lai.
Chair, thank you. There are 2 small technical revisions that I'd ask that the board accept before this gets archived. First, in the Section 7 elected officials, it appears, at least in the HTML version of the written written summary, rather, that there's an extra carriage return between the words present and in person on line 2 of Section 7. But perhaps more importantly would be the other requested amendment would be in the same section at the 1 hour, 34-minute mark when you had stepped away for whatnot. Because we didn't have a vote to technically reinstate you as the presiding officer, I believe the second sentence there, instead of saying Chair Carvalho was reinstated, should instead read Carvalho resumed the chair upon returning to his seat. As I said, no vote was taken, so there was no technical reinstatement. Those are 2 friendly amendments I'd ask that we make to the draft written summary before it is moved for adoption. Thank you.
All right. Anyone else? Anything for discussion? All right. Do anybody wants to make a motion on Kevin's proposal?
Chair, I'll make the motion of the 2 changes as stated.
Do we have a second to that? I believe that because usually I stay out of these proposals and seconds because I'm chair, but because we're a small board, I'm going to make the second. I'm going to second the motion. I can do that, right? Okay. All right. Okay. Any discussions on this? Not hearing any? Is there one, sorry, is there any opposition to it? Not hearing any, this passes. Thank you. As amended by Kevin Lai. All right. Okay, next we go ahead and move to 10 announcements. The next Downtown Chinatown Neighborhood Board number 13 regular meeting is scheduled for Thursday, March 5th, 2025 at 6 o'clock p.m. at KEDU Kalani Middle School and virtually via WebEx. Rebroadcast of Downtown Chinatown Neighborhood Board number 13 meetings are scheduled on Olelo Channel 49 for every third Thursdays at 9 o'clock p.m. as well as 9 o'clock a.m. on the 4th Saturday of each month. An archive of past meetings may be found at https://olelo.org, Olelo.net by searching on Downtown. Do not put Chinatown in it, just Downtown. Everybody, this meeting is adjourned. Everyone have a good day. Bye-bye.